Us Dragons Greed Gaming. Welcome back. You are joining us for episode 7. It's actually 7 this week. I said 7 last week. Episode 7 of our Warhammer 40,000 Wrath and Glory actual play series, Mork's Madboyz, our all orc campaign. Because once you go green, you don't go back. As always, be sure you stop by the old Facebook, give us a like, a subscribe, or a follow. Check us out on Spreaker where we host the podcast, or wherever you get your podcasts. And be sure to stop by iTunes and Apple Podcasts to leave us that good old 5-star review and help us grow the channel even more. Or swing on by YouTube if you want to enjoy the podcast that way. We're going to have some actual video stuff next year for you, not just sound with a non-moving picture. So we got some cool stuff in the works. But we're back, and we're gonna dive in here in just a minute. We'll go around the table, hear from our players as always. We've got the full regular crew back. Matt is not joining us tonight. He was guest starring the last couple episodes. He may be back in the future, but for now we've got the full gang back together. We've got some couple technical things we're working on in the background, but so far all seems to be good. So let's just go around the table as always. We'll keep it with seniority. Tell us who you are, who you're playing, and you do anything exciting or fun yet as we're diving in? We're deep into the Halloween season at this point, halfway through the month.
Yeah, well, I will go. I am Kyle. I will be playing Grave Squatcha, the Burner Boy. And as for fun, yeah, I've been diving back into my usual Halloween movie watching catalog. Was a big Ghostbuster week, so watched the 1 and 2 after I watched Afterlife.
Nice.
And yeah, still holds up, obviously.
Well, have you watched Halloween Ends yet?
No, I have that. I have that on my list. I'm waiting to see it. I was a little underwhelmed with Kills, but I'm waiting to see how they round out this new trilogy.
Well, I watched it today, and I think I suspect most people will probably not like it because they do some new things, and I know how most people are where they don't like change. I mean, they do give you a satisfying conclusion to the trilogy, I think, but there's a significant portion of the film that focuses on I don't want to say supernatural. It's not Michael, not really supernatural. I don't know. I guess it's one of those movies where there's probably going to be scenes you're going to be like, okay, what are they trying to get across here? Like, what actually just happened? It's kind of like left up to like interpretation a little bit, I think. You know, I think it's probably an acquired taste for some people. I mean, I liked it. I enjoyed it. I don't have any problem with it. And I think if I watched it again, I'd probably enjoy it more and more. There's probably some things I missed, but yeah, just be prepared for that. You know, just keep an open mind and don't judge it till the end. So,
Gotcha.
But yeah, it was cool. It was cool to see Jamie Lee Curtis back at it, and yeah, I think it's a fitting way to end that trilogy and her time as Laurie Strode. So that's cool.
Nice.
All right, who's next?
Hello, I'm Eric, and I play Loktar, the commando and aspiring war boss now.
This is true.
Let's see, Halloween. So we actually moved into our house October last year, so we didn't really get much. We didn't really have much in the way of decorations because we never really had a yard like this before. So we're actually starting to kind of decorate the house and find some fun ways to involve the kids, and it's been fun to kind of like do that with them.
How old are your kids?
12, 8, and 2.
Oh, geez. Okay.
Yeah,
You
all
got
over the place.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Okay. Any trick or treating gonna happen?
Yeah, we'll probably We have a pretty nice neighborhood for trick or treating, so we'll be doing that probably around here. And then we are also going to a zoo event called Boo at the Zoo in Fort Worth. That is going to be pretty fun.
That's cool. Does your town have any of the stupid nonsense where it's like no trick or treating after dark, or there's a curfew, or any of that bullshit?
I think last year, like, that's like the hours they gave is like 5 to 8 or 4 to 6 or something stupid. But people were trick or treating until they were done. Like, we had people coming to the house, pretty late, and it's not really a big deal.
As it should be.
Exactly.
I miss the days of I mean, I don't miss kids running around, but I miss the days of seeing people actually out enjoying Halloween in decent sized groups, and that's just not a thing anymore. But
yeah.
Yeah. So I've got to enjoy Halloween other ways, I guess. All right. Who's next?
I think it's me.
Sure.
So, hello, still Sean, and I'm still playing Peppa MD with his trusty Grot assistant, Mr. Pibb.
It's Mr. Pibb to you!
A great decision by the squad.
Yes,
to name the Grot.
Decided the Grot orderly's name is Pibb, so yeah, he'll actually have a name now.
Covering all the bases.
As many as we can get, all of the Dr. Flavor-esque drinks. That's the goal. That's this character. Halloween stuff, I'm going to be running a small campaign of the End of the World books for some of my friends starting next week. So this will be the first time I've actually run that game system. Excited to try it out.
How many sessions are you going to do?
Probably four or five. Just something small, concise. Until they all die.
Cool. Do a zombie campaign, which I love, and don't invite me. Appreciate it. Thanks.
Well, you see, Chris, we do these games in person, and I know that's something you don't want to do.
I can Skype in. I'll give you a laptop to put on the table.
Just mail me a laptop. We'll see what we can fucking work out.
Cool, man. Yeah, definitely need to get some more zombie action going. Speaking of zombies, I'm actually painting some more zombies for the Resident Evil 2 board game. That's been my project this week.
Nice.
And they're about halfway done. I'm doing the layering step right now, and then we'll do highlighting. Luckily, they're pretty basic. They're just like, I have jeans and a t-shirt. So they're really simple. There's nothing too fancy about them, which when you're trying to like masterclass a project like this one, I am. By masterclass, I mean paint to the highest extent of my capabilities without blending, because I don't really know how to do that. It's a little time-consuming, so as much as I appreciate details, it's nice enough to paint 1,000 purity seals on something.
So.
Or individual bones on a dude's armor, so...
Cool as they look, yeah, that's tedious.
Legion of the Damned, fucking cool, but oh my god, the worst thing in the world to paint. All right, and rounding it off, our mech boy is back in action.
Yeah, this is Frog, and I'm back piloting Edaka. I guess Halloween-wise, I haven't quite gotten around to anything yet. We had kind of teed up a movie marathon that's been, delayed briefly, but we have kind of gone through the draft of trying to decide what random movies we wanted to watch this year, which it looks like is going to be The Vivitch, the Into the Mouth of Madness, Silence of the Lambs, and The Black Cat, and another one or two to be determined on the second day that we figure out stuff.
Nice, that's cool. Have you seen, I think it was from last year, the horror movie Black Phone with, was it Ethan Hawke?
No, haven't seen that one.
Check that one out. He plays this fucking creepy, like, child kidnapper freak, and is really good. Highly recommend it.
Yeah. I'm excited to see The Black Cat, which is an old, it's a horror movie that's on the Criterion channel. I think it's maybe also known as Kero Neko. It's about these women in Japan who come back as ghosts to murder the samurai that abuse them.
Oh,
It's supposed to be really crazy.
cool.
God damn. Okay.
Sounds cool.
Yeah.
Not that it's Halloween related, but I did also, was it last week or the week before, we finally watched Jurassic World Dominion, and that I can say was really enjoyable. It's almost 3 hours long, and it was a proper send-off to the original cast, and it was really cool to see both the old cast and the new cast come together. And we finally got the Dr. Grant, Dr. Sattler kiss we've been waiting 20 years for. So, fucking awesome. Really,
fun,
really good.
fun throwbacks too.
It was, yeah. It was a lot of good, like little things, kind of harking back to the other films, but not in like a super cheesy way.
Yeah.
It still felt like a Jurassic Park movie, you know, which I think is really important. So, yeah. All in all, very exciting. Very exciting. Good stuff. What else? That's about it. Hoping to watch the new Munsters movie that Rob Zombie put out. Now that that's out, that's on the list. And we finally started watching the new season of Chucky last night. So that is good too. Always down for more horror stuff, and continuing my seemingly never-ending journey through Back 4 Blood. So, we got through. I should say I've gotten through the whole game on no hope mode except for Act 3. I just can't beat the fucking mansion levels, so we might have to go back to the drawing board and redo the deck. But everything else is done, and I got that last achievement. I gotta find the skull in Act 5. I haven't found it yet. So I thought I knew where it was, but the area I tried to get to you can't actually go into, so it's not back there. So, and Sean, myself, and Matt, and hopefully Travis this week, we're gonna get we got Resident Evil Outbreak working on our PCs through an emulator, and oh man, it was fucking great. We only got to play like 1 or 2 matches because it took a little while to get set up, but man, the nostalgia was hitting hard. So I'm really looking forward to playing that a couple more times because that was a fucking blast.
Yeah, it was definitely fun.
Yeah. Fucking, you're blasting zombies, I'm pushing the barrel to block the door, Matt's fucking finding the key behind the desk. Oh, it was great.
Matt then takes a bottle we find and tries to run it all the way back down to a place he thinks is part of a puzzle, and then dies.
Yeah. I've read what you get if you actually do that. It's probably worth it, but it's dangerous. Yeah, that is part of the puzzle. That is what you have to do. But
Nice.
I also discovered you can combine. I was like, what the fuck is the pesticide for, right? I've been wondering about that for like 20 years. What is that for? There's no bugs, there's no insects, there's no plants other than the herbs, right?
You make like a flamethrower?
Yeah, you combine it with the lighter, and you make
Nice.
like a one-shot flamethrower to like knock some zombies back.
King
So
shit.
we're gonna have to try that out next time. Other than that, I'm your host, the Great Unclean One. Halloween's great. It's the best holiday ever, other than my birthday. You should all be celebrating it, and if you're not, you should rethink your life very carefully. Other than that, we're gonna dive back in here because I think we're finally gonna get through the first chunk of this campaign tonight. We're gonna see. So, last we left, the boys had decided to try to reunite the fractured tribe after the death of the Knob Ironjaws. After dying, after they had fought the rogue trader and her crew, after dying to a servitor, the tribe had fractured into warring war bands that were trying to each do whatever they wanted on the ship. And the boys here decided to go around, crack some heads. You race some speed freaks in a motorcycle race, and Locktar managed to win that, while Torque was Donkey Konging a few tires and barrels across the racetrack.
Oh, I missed a motorcycle race? Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Yeah, so I guess so for your sake, Matt. So they went to the speed freaks first, who were hanging out in the shuttle where your guy's shuttle was, and while they blew up the door and were ready to just start killing people, They realized the Speed Freaks were just like having a good time, and the knob leading them, Def Hammer, challenged you guys to a race. So it was a 4v4 motorcycle race, which quickly devolved into road rash style carnage. And thanks to Def Hammer getting a critical fail on his first roll, and then the boys basically pulling out weapons and getting pretty crazy, Locktar managed to cross the finish line first. So Def Hammer and his Speed Freaks have joined the tribe once again. Then you headed up to the dorsal part of the ship and met with Mulgrim, the big mech of the Death Skulls, and after a little tense standoff, you convinced him to rejoin the tribe in exchange for first pick of the loot. Was there anything else you guys promised him, Eric, or was that it?
He gets to fly the ship.
That's right, he flies the ship, but you guys are still going to pick the destinations and stuff, so... yes, he seems happy with that. And then you went down to the forward deck generators, and... Oh, I forgot to put his token out here, hold on. Where is he at? Oh, you know what? I didn't upload his picture yet, my bad. If you can send it to me during this, Eric, I can upload it. But anyway, you guys went down to deal with the snake bites, who were being led by a knob by the name of Groznot. And he challenged Locktar to a one-on-one fisticuffs fight. And after 2 critical hits, Locktar said fuck that and pulled out his sword and went to attack. And that ensued into all-out violence. And with a lucky critical hit and sitting at 1 wound, Locktar managed to fell Groznot. And seeing their boss die and get killed by a stronger boss, the snake bites fell in line with all their squigs and grots, and they have rejoined the tribe as well. And a new knob by the name, is it Tukaz, or how do you pronounce his name?
Yeah, let's go with Tukaz.
Tukaz. All right, so Tukaz, another snake bite, has stepped up to kind of be the boss of the snake bites. So he will be another NPC that'll be in your catalog here. And that really leaves 2 things. There are the Goff nobs, led by Steelspitta, who have taken over the bridge and looted all the rogue traders' goodies. And then there are the enforcers, who have locked down what's left of the enforcers, who have locked down the armory. You sent Zingits to go check on that and get you guys a layout of the place and find out what's going on. Now, the rogue traders' sanctioned psyker, Regina Cartren, is still MIA and loose somewhere on the ship. Last seen near the area where she was putting down the heretic rebellion over by the plasma thrusters, the engine thrusters. And you haven't seen or heard from the Eldar that were led by Alathanil up in the Geller fields since then, so you're not sure what's going on there. But other than that, that's pretty much where we are. One thing new that we did last week, Matt, which I realized we had not been doing at all since we started, is the objectives system that Wrath and Glory has. So, at the start of each session, you're supposed to roll a d6, and depending on your species or which organization you are with, your character gets a miniature objective for the session. Think of it kind of like ambitions in fantasy, but they are a little bit simpler to accomplish. And if you accomplish that objective during the game, you get yourself an extra point of wrath. Now, they are supposed to be kind of done with the idea of, some role play behind them, so it's not just a way to fucking grind out meta currency. So some of them are obviously easier to get than others. But if you feel that you've accomplished your objective, or you do something that you think fulfills it, just let me know, and we can see if it does. Do you guys remember where we roll for that? I don't.
I am looking that up right now because I do not remember exactly.
Because it's on your character sheet when you make your character, but then I don't see it anywhere on here other than where you put it. which, yeah, come on, Cubicle 7. Could do this a little bit better. Well, I'll look in the core rulebook while you do that, because then I can find a page number and probably tell you what section it's in. Assuming File Explorer wants to work. There we go. So while we're looking, any questions about anything? Oh, and Matt, the big thing is that basically Loktar has kind of become the de facto leader of the tribe as he's kind of stepped up and, someone had to step up and kind of be the boss. And yeah, so you guys are basically being led by a Blood X commando who is slowly crushing heads and getting the tribe back under one banner.
Nice. Well, popping in here also, see everybody's little portraits.
Oh yeah, we
Just
should
like
share the
updated.
artwork just so everybody
So
can
good.
see it. So yeah, Kyle was kind enough to do artwork for all of our player characters here, which we now have uploaded into Foundry. And if you want to see that artwork, I highly recommend you go check out our Patreon, because once a month you'll get a piece of artwork done by our very own Kyle here. You can check out some of the old Gallows Geist, and now our new Orc crew will be coming down the pipeline soon. And you can get yourself a free piece of art this past week, which would have been the second week of October 14th at this point. So when you're listening to this, you can go back and check out our Facebook. You can get yourself a free piece of art. It's Kyle's rendition of Matt's old character, Mort, the High Elf Wizard from our Gallows Geist campaign.
R.I.P.
He's still got 2 legs and 2 ears in that picture, so enjoy
Yeah.
it while you can.
I still need to do post Vampire Egon.
Yeah, I mean, I guess he didn't actually lose the ear, but he almost did. He had to spend a fate point to not lose the ear, so I kind of think that he did lose the ear in my mind.
Okay, Chris, I found the objectives.
Okay, where are we at?
In Journal, under Core Rulebook, under Factions, you click the Orc, and it's, you scroll down from the reading, and then the first thing is Orc Objectives.
There you go. Oh, that's right. We have the new version of Foundry here, guys, so the journals look a little different. They're a little more organized. So yeah, go ahead and roll your objectives. Please tell the audience what you rolled, and then you can put that on the last page of your character sheet on the notes section. There's a little spot that says objective. Just copy and paste it.
Peppa rolled a 3 again, which is the same thing as last time. Demonstrate the wisdom of one of your clan's traditions.
All right.
Grave Scorcher got a 2, which is solve a problem with the brutality of the orc god Gork.
Oh yeah. Seems
I
fitting.
think that was. I think again that was mine last time. Let me see. Yep. That's pretty funny.
Nice. Head Hacka has got a 4. Customize a piece of war gear.
Ooh, that's fitting. Okay. And
2.
Loktar also got a 2. Solve the problem. Okay, well that makes sense if you're on your way to being the war boss. Sometimes you gotta crush some skulls. Cool. All right, well that's where we're at, boys. So I guess we'll pick it up there. At this point, I mean, you have a couple things you can decide to do, which order you want to do them in. So it's really up to you. You tell me. What's it gonna be?
Grave Scorcher wants Head Hacker to fix his bird.
Oh, you should probably tell Head Hack about the bird.
Yeah, so Grave Scorcher went digging while we were waiting for a meeting with what was his name? The big mech boy. And he went rooting around and found an avian servitor, which is basically a tiny Frankenstein bird. And he's got 1 wing, so Grave Scorcher would like him to be alive again.
You gotta tell him how he lost the wing.
Oh, yeah, some grot saw that Grave Scorcher picked up his old toy, and Grave Scorcher was like, no, mine, and flung the grot and impaled him. And yeah, he tore off the wing, the little bastard.
Oh.
Yeah, so basically, Matt, he has a servitor, but it's a bird rather than a human being servitor. And one of the wings has been ripped off and lost.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, I could take a crack at that.
Okay. Give me
let
a
see.
tech roll at difficulty 5, because this is something you've never seen before.
It's a special case.
And tell me what you're doing with it. How are you trying to fix it, or are you do anything crazy with it?
Well, it's I mean, if I am gonna do something crazy with it, I probably want to like see if I can put a gun on, if possible.
Oh my god.
This
This
sort
is
of like what
amazing.
head hacker would attempt to do.
Oh man. Yeah. Okay. Go for it.
Just picturing like a regular sized gun on a fucking sparrow.
So, I'll tell you what. It'll be a tech 5 if you want to just fix it. If you want to kit it out in any way, it'll be tech 7.
Okay. Anyway, what if it could like drop a grenade from its talons?
Yeah. Yeah.
That
Some
sounds-
like Empire fucking pigeon bombs.
Just gotta figure out how it's gripped. Sure, 7. Is that how this goes? Let's see if it works.
Yes.
Oh.
Solid work.
Oh, look at that. There's no symbols anymore.
Oh yeah, that's wild. I didn't
I
see
mean-
a.
They're kind of easier to read, to be honest.
Where's the fun in that, Chris?
Well, the 6s should be the eagle. Let's be honest, right?
Yeah.
Maybe there's a way to change that. Who knows? Still working on this whole foundry thing here. You know what I realized? Hold on.
Oh, the dice are gone.
Yeah, hold on.
Yeah.
I'm gonna turn all those things on right now. The pings, the pop out. Hold on. Because I don't want to deal with that bullshit again. Journal anchor links. I don't know what the fuck that is, so we're not gonna turn it on right now.
Sounds scary.
All right. Preparing to reset here. Because we gotta have the dice tray. Lovely. I wonder now if that does anything. Let's do a roll here for Mulgrim. There's the dice. They're back. All right. Woo. Okay, now we can play the game.
So one thing I'm seeing is on our war gear, like on the combat section, if you click the traits, they're not popping up anymore.
Gear.
Like combat, so under the combat thing, combat tab, I guess. War gear. Like if you click the chop as WA, normally it would tell me what WA does.
Uh-oh.
I mean, I vaguely remember my stuff, but
Well, I'm sure they're in the journal somewhere. You can look that stuff up too. But
Yeah.
that's. Who knows? I think from now on, I'm just never gonna update Foundry until it's like, okay, we're gonna update to Foundry 11 when Foundry 12 comes out.
right, they'll have all the
we
keys
know-
marked out. Yeah, that's safe.
That's okay. I'm sure they'll get it together here. All right. Well, anyway,
It was super success.
yeah. So DN7, he's got 11 successes with 2 shifts. So, if you'd like, you can do one into glory, and then you can do the other one towards the test in some way if you want, or both
Guns.
towards the test.
Oh sure. I'll throw one in the glory, and one. I don't know. Is that gonna?
Okay. And how do you want this to affect your test?
I guess what was one of them? Just like increase quality.
Yeah.
Is that a thing?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that seems like a good way to do it.
Okay. And what exactly are you doing with this avian servitor?
Well, I think probably a reasonable thing to do would be to trying to get something to explode is sort of head hacker's underlying motivation. So I think just getting like a bird that could grip and then drop grenades on people. I think that makes sense.
Okay. Well, you have definitely made a bird capable of dropping a grenade. And we'll say with your bonus there, whenever it does try to drop a grenade, it will get a bonus die. So you can mark that off. Maybe we'll do stats for it later, Kyle. But it can drop one. I mean, currently you'd have stick bombs if you have any left.
Yeah.
So.
Oh man, this is perfect. He also has a name already, by the way.
Okay, and that would be
Bernie.
Oh god. All right. Well, Head Hacka, you had customized a piece of war gear for your objective, so I think you can actually count that as one. I think that's fitting.
Nice.
So give yourself an extra point of wrath. Everybody should be at full health as well if you're not already. Remove any conditions that you may have, unless it's like an injury. Oh yeah, you're not exhausted
good.
anymore, Eric. We'll get rid of that. Make
Oh,
sure
good.
your shock is back to what it should be. All right. So what's it going to be? What's next?
We want to go clean out the forces.
Yeah.
Need to get in a proper fight.
He's probably give a good fight.
I'm cruising for a bruising.
Oh.
Where's Zingits?
He'd be around. Probably helping Head Hacka with the bird surgery.
Did he brief anything about the enforcers?
Yes,
When
he
he came
told
back?
you. He told you guys that this was the end of last session. You might not remember. There are 3 entrances into where they're at. He thinks they're being led by the captain of the enforcers, although he doesn't know the guy's name. He said there's the main entrance goes up like a staircase, and at the top of the staircase is the front door. But he said that has a camera watching over it. It's pretty much the most direct route. He said it's also, you could maybe fit 1 or 2 boys at a time up the staircase. It's not like massive. He said there's a side entrance that goes up a massive staircase that basically goes through multiple decks of the ship. And basically, when you get to the landing of one of these decks, is where the door is to the armory control room. They've got control of the control room of the armory, like the security ops center. So unless you get access to that, you won't be able to get into the armory. He said that has a camera as well, but it's larger, so you could potentially fit more people up the staircase. And then he said there is a back entrance that is like it's a very heavily armored door, and as far as he can tell, that would be something that only like whoever controls the control center would be able to like open and close that door, unless you had some really heavy ordnance or somehow hacked it. His guys been able to get into like vents and stuff, but they can't like see anything. They can just hear what's going on in there. So, he says it sounds there's a couple of them in there, but he can't give you any more details than that.
Alright, Zingits.
Yeah.
Can you take out the cameras?
Possibly, yeah. I mean, like permanently or like temporarily?
Either.
Uh,
Once we control the ship, we won't need them.
Yeah, yeah, I guess. Yeah, let me see here. Let's have Zingits do a cunning test here. He says, yeah, I think we can cut the feed or something, or maybe give him a little false image. Yeah, I've got a great idea, actually. It'll buy you a little bit of time. Which camera do you want me to cover or deal with?
Let's try and hit them all at once.
So you want to do both sides?
Both sides.
There's no camera at the back door because it's like basically impossible to get open. But the other two doors that they actually use, those have the cameras on them.
Alright.
Why is the back door impossible to get open?
Well, like, I think because, you know, it just goes right into the ops center, whereas the other one probably goes into a lobby and then goes, like, into a hallway into the ops center. So, like, it's not just, hey, we're here. So, I mean, it's a door. Like it's big, it's heavy, is pretty heavily armored.
Gotcha.
It's like a minor armory door, I think is the best way to describe it.
Alright.
All right. Yeah, cameras it is. We can take care of that. And he goes off to brief some of his grots on what they're gonna do.
Okay. Hey boys. Let's see if those knobs want to get in on the fight.
Oh.
I'm sure they'd like some payback for some of these last few years.
Alright, yeah. Fucking do it, right?
Be the boss.
All right, we're gonna pay a visit to the knobs.
Oh. Okay. All right. Well, you do that.
That is Steelspitta.
Yes.
All right. Go visit the Goffs.
Okay. Well, when you get up to the bridge, are you guys being sneaky at all, or basically just kind of like walking up there and then hoping to talk to them?
No, we're just gonna walk up. I want to try and bring like a bigger group, like, with some from basically all the other tribes. So, some Suns, some Snake Bites. I want to like show like we're the tribe now.
We're the tribe now.
We are the captain now.
Okay. All right. Well, you do that. You head up there with you know, a posse, we'll say, and you find that the main door to the bridge. Well, there were a couple entrances you guys used. All of them are closed and currently look like they are like on lockdown.
All right, I'm gonna bang on them pretty hard.
Give me a strength test. That is a success. Okay. All right. Well, you start smashing on the door, and to everyone's surprise, you actually do make quite the racket. And after maybe a minute or two of this, eventually you hear a speaker crackle to life in the hallway, and you can hear, you recognize one of the knob's voices, and he kind of like demands, like, you know, who are you, or what are you doing here?
Boy, it's Locktar.
Boy, what you want?
Want to speak to Steelspitta. Let us in.
There's a delay for a minute. He says, well, Steelspitta don't want to talk to you.
You just gonna hole up in there all by yourselves?
Oh, it's our ship now. We got the bridge. We's in charge now.
And I got the tribe.
Give me a... let me check your character sheet here. Give me a leadership test.
Oof. Should probably work on that.
Start leveling that up.
Oh!
You don't need to.
2 dice, double sixes, wrath critical. When you say I've got the tribe, all the boys that are with you start howling and wahing and chanting your name and banging on the walls and the floor, stomping their feet, and it makes a racket. And there's there's a couple like minute or two of with no response, and eventually the door opens up, very long as it just kind of raises up from the floor, and you see the bridge more or less the way you left it, although it's been orcified a bit, and you see that Steelspitta is up on the raised platform where Casadora was in the middle, and there are a couple other nobs in here as well. There's a handful of other orcs, but it's primarily the nobs, all of them sporting Goff colors, the checkered dags on their shoulder plates or breastplates and things like that, maybe even on the iron shods of their shoes. And Steelspitter eventually kind of makes himself known as he's standing at the top of the platform, and he looks down at you. And here is what he looks like. So ignore the other orcs in the background, because, well, I mean, they're there. There's no death copters, though, so you guys can ignore that. But that's basically what Steelspitta looks like. You guys notice that he is sporting Ironjaw's Power Claw as his own weapon.
Oh.
And it looks like he's also taken Ironjaw's Big Shooter as well. And he's turned Ironjaw's Iron Gob, the part that basically was his jaw, as one of his shoulder plates.
Oh, goddamn.
And he's not quite as big as Ironjaw's was, but he's definitely the biggest knob in the room, and probably bigger than any of you guys, too. And he lets out a growl when you kind of enter. What's this about?
We run the ship now. We's done hiding from the Humies. We's going.
That right? Because you ran. You ran after you was up here after Ironjaws was killed. Now you come crawling back after we take the loot?
This ship is our loot.
You want this ship, you're gonna have to take it.
We's going for the Humies while you hide up in here. You want in on a fight, or you still hiding?
He cracks his knuckles like, oh yeah, I want a fight, all right. Get 'em, boys. And there's a loud wah from the assembled nobs as they clearly don't want to talk. They just want to fight. So, let us put you guys here on the map and see what you can do.
Oh, boys. Let's fucking go.
Dive right in.
So yeah, you guys can start anywhere down by this door. And go ahead and let's get a combat started. There we go.
Wait, do we have?
Chris, we don't see a map.
Oh, whoops.
Still
Sorry.
on the ship.
Sorry.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, all right, nice.
Oh, here we are again.
There are 4 other nobs in here with Steelspitta, and I've labeled them with the gear they have. You can see that they have looted all the rogue traders' gear, along with some of the stuff from the tech priest that was up here. You can see they have hung Casadora's body up from this device in front of the big screen at the top of the platform, kind of like a trophy. And the remains of the other humans that were here are...
Is that the rogue traders, Casadora?
Yeah, she's over here. That's her body. Clearly dead.
Sorry, my map's loading slow.
Oh, okay. Matt, we're getting a lot of static on your end right now from your mic.
Oh, me? Sorry.
Yeah. All right.
I'll just...
So everybody, let's go ahead and add you to the combat tracker, and we will get this show started. I'll just roll once for the nobs. They'll go with the same initiative. Steelspitta will have his own, of course. And we need Head Hacka. We need you on the initiative track, please. Okay, let's get a little bit of combat here. All right, so with a wah, the fight begins. Grave Scorcher with a 4 on initiative. Holy shit!
Damn, son.
Yeah, man.
We're almost halfway to 10. I can only count to 4. All right. What do we need here? This is probably good.
What about the boys we brought with us?
We'll assume that your boys are fighting their boys, like the
Gotcha.
chaff, the red shirts are
Mhm.
fighting. You know, there's probably between what you brought and what he has here, there's probably a good maybe 30 or 40 orcs slugging it out. You know, just like gremlin style. They're everywhere. They're like jumping over the furniture. They're hanging from the screens. They're throwing like the chairs at each other and just, you know, it's outright chaos as just orcs begin to pour everywhere. But it's the knobs you have to contend with here. So, Grave Scorcher at Initiative 4, start us off. Steelspitta lets out a roar. You wants the ship, you gotta take it from my cold dead hands.
Oh, I've been waiting to burn. Let's see how he can move. I'm gonna move him, I think, halfway, and then he is going to. How do I? Oh, nope, that's not what I wanted to do.
Oh boy, what have you done?
I keep making boo-boos. How do I get rid of that?
I think you have to change your selection tool in the top left.
Yeah. Measurement. Ah, there we go. That's the one I wanted. Okay, so he's in mid-range for he's in mid-range for the Burna. So I'm gonna target the closest knob with the plasma pistol and the chain chopper. And he is gonna get burned.
Yeah, you see, he's ripped the plasma pistol off the mechatendrite of the tech priest, and he's fashioned it into sidearm.
Pretty good.
Still has part of the mechatendrite attached to it. You're not sure how that
Sure.
works, but
Okay. So he is targeted. Time to burn.
all right,
Alrighty.
looks good.
I'm going to shift that into damage,
All right,
and then roll him. 12.
how much? 12 damage. Any AP on that? No.
I mean, I think it usually does. That's weird.
We'll check your weapon.
Oh no, AP 0. Sorry.
Okay.
I'm thinking of something else.
It does light him on fire, though, which
That's true.
I know there's rules for that. So, okay. Damage 12. He's gonna make a determination roll to try to soak some of that. He soaks 2 of that. Okay. Now, do you have to do damage to let him on fire, or just hit him?
It just hitting him puts him on fire.
Okay. He is on fire. But it looks like it doesn't bother him a whole lot other than he's on fire. You melt part of the screen next to him, maybe the chair he's standing by, but other than that, he gets ready to fight. Next up is... Whoop, I lost my combat tracker. There it is. Loktar! Now's your chance to truly fulfill your destiny.
Okay. I'm gonna run to this closest one here. I'm not gonna run in front of the fire.
Sure.
Speed 6.
While we're doing this, Kyle, if you can look up the rules for fire again. I don't remember exactly what it did.
Oh sure.
It's a condition, so just look in the journals under conditions and see what that does.
And is it double for running?
It depends on the action that you take. Remember, we've got all those different combat actions to choose from.
Right.
So that's going to be under journals, combat, and then the quick reference guide.
Journal. Okay.
So Kyle, when you're on fire, he takes 1d3 mortal wounds at the start of his turn, and he must use an action to try to put the fire out. Or he can ignore it and try to make a willpower 3 test, but if he fails, he becomes hindered. And hindered increases the DN of all tests by 1, or higher if the rules state otherwise. Hindered lasts until the end of the next turn.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah, so Chris, when I looked up conditions and clicked on it, all the pages are blank. So that might be that one thing you were looking at that you didn't click.
What do you mean all the conditions are blank?
Like if I click on it in the journal, say I click on fear, it just says fear and there's no text, so
Yeah.
So you click on fear and it doesn't show you anything?
no.
Yeah.
Same with
That's
all of
weird.
them. I
It
think
shows
that might
it's
be
free.
the anchored thing.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, well, that's fine.
Oh well.
Okay, so a charge is double movement, so I just make it.
Okay. I believe that gives you a bonus as well to your attack.
Yeah, let me double check that.
+1 die to the attack.
One die. Okay, to the dice pool.
Bravely charging forward with Boss Killer. That's why we renamed the weapon too, Matt. We renamed the sword Boss Killer because it's killed 2 bosses. We have a Wrath Complication and we have a hit. Go ahead and roll your damage. And are you gonna? You've got 2 shifts.
Okay. I'm going to shift for damage.
Okay. Roll that damage. Oh, 15 AP3. And your critical failure was restrained? You have
Yes.
become restrained as you get entangled in the environment. Well, there's plenty of junk and wires and shit laying around, so that's exactly what you get tied up in as you just reach him. Restrained is you are bound. While restrained, you can't use your movement, and your defense is reduced by 2.
Okay. So I
Well, that
need
probably
to
doesn't matter
test
because you guys
next
went
turn.
all defense 1 or 2 anyway, so. Okay, so we've got a whopping 15 damage. Well, he's going to roll determination against that. He soaks 2, 4, 6, 7.
God damn.
That is all of his shock. He is now exhausted.
Yeah.
So he soaks 6 of it. Let's get out a calculator, as usual. That's 9 damage, AP3. All right, you do cause a couple wounds on him. He is now exhausted and wounded. Is this exhausted? Here we go. Boom. Well done. It does not put him down, but it takes every fiber of his being to fucking hold still here. That leaves us to Steelspitta, who is gonna stomp his way over here. And how far does he move? What's your guys' movement? 4, 5?
I think mine's 6, but I think I have movement bonuses because of my talents.
Ah, okay. Well, he's 5.
Is that speed?
Yeah.
I have speed of 5.
I have a speed of 6. I don't know why.
That's
Maybe
fine.
it's based on one of our stats. It might be
Sure,
based on
fast boy.
agility.
All right, Steelspitta comes over here as he's about to start stepping down the stairs. He opens fire with his big shooter over at. He's probably gonna shoot Locktar because Locktar thinks he's the boss and he's got to prove him wrong. He doesn't care if he hits his own buddy because that's what a good war boss does.
The boy.
And I'm assuming he's in range. Oh yeah, range 1836. Yeah, he's definitely in range.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Tons,
So
bro.
he opens fire. It's basically like the heavy bolter, except the orc version, and bullets go flying everywhere. You are currently DN 1 because of your thingy. Can I change that? He does score a hit He has a shift, which will go to damage. Oh, actually, you know what? Hold up. I need to see if he hits you or the other orc first. I forgot to roll that. Pick it, Eric. High or low?
Go with low this time.
A 1
Wow.
does not get any lower than that. He shoots the orc knob in the back, doing 14 damage, which is going to cause a couple more wounds to this orc. Oi, what are you doing, boss? You're shooting the wrong one.
Morktar's getting kind of lucky.
Steelspitta doesn't seem to care. He seems
Bro,
to
the
enjoy
double
what's
sixes
doing.
on the leadership, chosen by Gork. Okay.
Yeah,
The story's
your
writing
time.
itself.
The knobs are next. Kyle, you want to roll the fire damage for me, please? 1d3. Just roll d6.
Sure thing.
And then just half whatever you want.
And here we go.
Okay, so 2 wounds. That goes straight to wounds because those are mortal. Okay. And let's... Alright. So, the knob you are fighting Loktar, he takes out the... He has the Tech Priest Omniscion axe, and he takes a swing at you with that.
Uh-oh.
Let's see. He's wounded. Your defense is normally 2, right? Eric?
Let me pull it up.
I want to make sure it's doing this right here.
Defense 2, yeah.
Okay, so you would be defense 3 because he's wounded, but it's -2 because you're restrained, so it's back down to defense 1. Ew. It won't let me change it for some reason. Can you change your defense down to 1? Maybe that's why it's not.
Or maybe. No. That's not a field I can edit.
Oh, well. Is there an effect? Oh, yeah, you need to check the effect off, that's why.
Oh.
You gotta find it first.
Is it the net? No. Oh, there's 2 nets. Yes.
There's 2 nets, yeah. It's the second net, I think.
It's the second net.
Every
They
other
doubled-
symbol is unique, but they doubled up on the net. Come on. Alright, let's try that again here. Get your shit together, Cubicle 7. Swinging the Omniscion Axe. Alright, so you will be... It'll be defense 2 because he's wounded. Alright. Not that it matters. He hits. And he does not have any shifts. He does... 13 damage, AP 2. As he hacks into you with this sort of power axe type thing. Do you want to roll determination to try to soak any of that?
Yes.
Okay.
I'll run. So could you explain determination again? So if I roll all 4, I could lose all. I lose all 4.
Every success reduces your shock by 1.
But
Or
only
reduces your point of
use
shock
your
damage.
taking.
But I can only use 4 dice, like total, throughout the whole combat to do it.
No, you always roll 4 because that's your determination, and once you
Okay.
soak 4 damage, you just soaked 2 right there. So you soak 2 because the 6 counts as 2.
Okay.
So your shock, you take 2 shock damage, you reduce the damage by 2, so it's 11 damage AP 2.
Okay. And the AP 2 is against
Your
resilience.
resilience. Yep.
Okay. Okay.
Only if you're wearing armor, right, Chris?
Yeah, it doesn't reduce your toughness, just armor.
Okay. So 11 damage, AP 2.
Yeah, now you got to do the
Oh.
math. Enjoy that. It's
Uh,
not so funny when you got to count numbers.
I know. Ooh. Okay. I don't think that's good.
Are you dead?
No. No,
Okay.
but we're pretty close.
What's your resilience?
5.
Is that your toughness?
My toughness is 4.
Okay. Sheesh. So you took 7 wounds.
Is it 7? No.
Well,
the
the AP isn't going to reduce past your toughness.
Oh,
So you'll just take 11 minus your, what is it, 4?
wait. So is it resilience plus toughness?
Your resilience is a combination of your toughness and any armor
Okay.
you're wearing.
But you can't go below toughness.
Or armor pack. AP.
AP will only reduce your resilience points that come from your armor.
Gotcha.
So if
Okay.
you're, I mean, it says your resilience 5 and your toughness 4. So there's
Okay.
probably something else in the calculations
Mhm.
that
so
that
it can only take away 1 from my.
Well,
armor.
actually,
Not
let's
my
just double
toughness.
check it right now because this keeps coming up, and I want to know why it's different in the book here. So let's just look up resilience and see how it's actually calculated. Oh God, there's like
You
100
just have
pages.
the cloth armor, because the flak is resilience 2, and heavy armor was 4.
We need to get us some
Alright.
heavy armor, boys.
Your base
I-
resilience is your toughness plus 1, so that's why it's 5 because he's not
Okay.
wearing any armor. So in your case, Eric, until you have armor on, you can basically ignore AP because it doesn't reduce your toughness. We're going to use that house rule. So
Okay.
So you would take
Um,
6 wounds.
6 wounds. Okay. I think I might need to get some armor, boys.
Yeah, we need to get you some armor, bro.
you-
We'll
The
rip
new
it
boss
off
is running around
Steelspitta.
naked.
I
Yeah.
mean, that's pretty baller. Like, you don't give
Actually,
a
yeah.
fuck.
Fucking fighting knobs and shit with
Yeah,
just
imagine if he
buck-ass naked.
wins. Yeah, he's
Oh.
just got a loincloth and a knife, Rambo style.
Yeah.
Okay,
Just make
this
him
orc,
continue to roll intimidation.
this orc is gonna do the test to put himself out. It was a athletics test, DN3. Okay, well he's a knob. He's got good athletics. And he
Whoa.
rolls 3 6s. Oh, and he gets a critical. I'll take a point of ruin.
Sheesh.
He is no longer on fire. He brushes it off. You're gonna have to do better than that. However, that is his action, I believe. Yeah, that is his action. Alright. Well, you kept him from attacking for a turn, so that's good.
Yeah, actually.
The other two are going to come join the fight. This guy's just got a shooter. Let me check my combat actions here. How far can he go?
I like to think the one at the north end like doesn't even know anything's happening yet.
The explosions are just normal orky conversation, so this just seems like a regular Tuesday to him.
Yeah, he's got headphones in.
Yeah.
Alright. He's going to try to shoot either Peppa or Head Hacka if he has range.
Oh,
Range 9. What's it? 9, 18, and 27 on this. Let's check the range. Okay, so he's in medium range.
nice.
Do you remember what medium range does, Sean?
Gives us plus 2 DN.
I think it's if you're further than medium, you have plus 2 DN. If you're closer than short, they get a bonus to attack. If you're between short and medium,
Straight up.
you are
Straight
normal.
up.
And
Yeah,
then past medium, we get a bonus. And
I
then
think
after
you're-
long, there's
I
like
think you're right. Yeah.
can't do it.
Yep.
Normally it just auto does it, so we should be fine, right?
Okay, well, I'm gonna roll d6 to see who he hates more. On a 4, 5, or
man.
6, gonna go at the mech boy. Nope, shooting the doctor.
I haven't even done anything yet, bro.
Oh, you
Chill.
killed-
Doctor.
Kill the pain boy, and they can't get back up. What? Daga, daga, daga.
Yep.
That is 3 successes with a shift. Oh yeah, get you some. You guys need to up your defense to more than 1. I think that's the problem here.
It definitely is. I'm working on it, bro. It takes time.
Okay, 11 damage. Get bullets flying everywhere.
Okay. I'll roll my determination.
Yeah, what does that come from? Is it initiative?
I think
What?
it's agility
Defense?
minus
Defense, I
4.
think,
Initiative
is
-1.
Yeah, I remember in the old edition it was very hard to get your defense up very high.
Yeah.
Okay,
So, yeah.
you soaked 5 damage with that roll.
Nice. It has no AP, so that's just 3.
Okay. and 5 shock damage.
Well, but I didn't take 5 wounds. It would have only been 3 wounds, so 3 shock, right?
No. It did 11 damage,
Yeah.
and you soaked 5 with your determination roll.
But my resilience dropped it down to 3 wounds. So I soaked the full 5?
I believe determination goes first and soaks whatever it soaks.
Oh.
And then you calculate armor. But let's double check. At least that's how I've been doing it. Then again, I could be wrong. Okay, let's see. Damage. Oh, you know what? I did the firing into melee incorrectly, so just for future reference, when you use a ranged attack against a target who's engaged in melee, there's a chance the shot goes awry. If the wrath die is a 1, the ranged attack is made against a random target in the melee instead of the chosen target. So he actually would have hit you, Loktar, but that's okay. We'll say Gork is watching over you. If you take the aim option, then you ignore that, but who the fuck aims when they're an orc? That doesn't make any sense.
Appa does.
Yeah. Okay, no, that's not it. That's full defense. Still trying to find it.
For sure. Begin. Damage and dying? That doesn't help.
Let's just go to the fucking index and look up determination. Book is not the easiest to navigate.
No.
Not a fan. Aliens definitely got you beat there. Whatever game we're playing. Determination. Okay, well at least it's only on 1 page. So that's good. Oh my, it was on the next page that I was about to turn to. Jesus, come on, game. Alright. You can roll determination whenever you suffer 1 or more wounds to convert them into shock. Roll a number of dice equal to your toughness. Every icon you roll reduces the number of wounds you suffer by 1, and you cause you to suffer 1 shock. Here's the example. The attack deals 12 damage. Oh no, so you're right, Sean. So it says the attack deals 12 damage against her resilience of 8. This means she's going to suffer 4 wounds. She chooses to roll determination instead of suffering the 4 wounds. After the roll, she gets a 1, a 5, and a 4. So she soaks 2 and suffers 2.
Okay.
So yeah, it's resilience, then determination.
Okay, cool.
I was doing that the other way around, my bad.
I think there's a way for me to recover shock.
So then, Loktar, let's just make sure we did yours correctly. It was 11 damage. You have resilience 5, so that drops it to 6 damage. And then how much did you roll in your determination test?
I saved 3. So I think I saved 3 because I rolled a 6.
You rolled a 6. You
2.
saved 2.
2, yeah.
Saved 2. Okay.
So you reduce it by 5. That's 6 left. Then you soaked 2, so you would have taken 4 wounds.
Okay.
So yeah, we did that wrong. Okay. You good, Sean?
Yeah.
Okay, and then the final knob, who also has... Oh, he's got the fusion pistol.
Oh no! Oh, he's way over there, okay.
Whoa, and he's stuck. Can he... I think he's gonna... He needs to move more. How much further can I move? Let's see here. Is there something beyond a run? Oh, sprint! Move triple your speed, but you don't do anything else. Okay, so you can move 5 more spaces. Right? 5? Yeah, okay. Alright, the last orc with the chain chopper comes charging to the fight, but that's all he's focusing on. So head hacker, initiative 2, you're up.
All right, nice. So let's see. I can get close to these guys, right? I think what I want to do is,
Sir, there's no pre-measuring in this game.
oh my gosh.
You're right. I have to estimate this, and it looks like
Yep.
10.
10 squares. 1, 2, 3. Yep.
Damn, I was right.
You can count. There's just no rulers allowed.
It's
Alright.
not
Tape measures.
difficult.
I'll go 5 closer to these guys. They're still. Oh no, I'm fine. And what I want to do is do a salvo attack with the custom Mega Blaster. I can.
Watch out, folks. He's been reading the rules.
So.
Yeah,
With multi-attack.
What does this do?
With multi-attack, I can target 2 people with a gun. They get +2 defense for each target after the first. However, with a salvo attack, that has the what's the thing called? I just had it open here a second ago.
It just says improve range attacks. Okay, hold on.
Range attacks. Attack options.
Most range weapons have a salvo rating, which is used for the following options. After you use any of these options, you must reload your weapon before you can fire it again. A weapon with a salvo of dash cannot use any of these. There is full auto, spray shot, and spray shot versus mobs. So full auto, you enter your entire clip firing at a single target. You make a full auto ranged attack to gain a number of bonus die to your test equal to the weapon's salvo value. Or spray shot, you spray ammunition at multiple targets. This is very orky.
That's the one.
You can make a spray shot as part of a multi-attack, reducing the DN of the test by the weapon's salvo value. This can't decrease the DN more than the penalty imposed. Okay, so multi-attack is really easy. You can shoot as many people as you want, and for every target after the first, their defense goes up by 2. And then by using your salvo option, you can reduce the DN by up to 2 for each point of salvo on your gun. So first of all, what's the salvo rating of your gun?
It's 2. Normally it's 1. I have the talent for more DACA that allows me to increase the salvo value of any weapon I hold by + rank. That brings it up to 2, which offsets the penalty of 2 for shooting at 2 people.
Now, just to make this crazier, are you able to use multi-attack with a blast weapon?
I believe so.
Because with multi-attack, you normally just pick a space. You don't target a character, remember?
With a blast weapon?
Yeah, remember with your blast, you pick a spot, and you have to roll to hit the spot, and then if they're in the blast, they make a roll against it?
Have a blast trait. When you fire or throw a blast weapon, you can choose a point, and then make a DN3. Applying a ranged effect as normal, unless it's a thrown weapon like a grenade. If you miss, it scatters. Blah, blah, blah. If you're targeting a mob, we don't care about that. Anyone hit by a blast weapon can dodge. You can't shift to increase the damage of a blast weapon. It's not super clear to me.
Okay, so under ranged attacks in the journal, you go down to area of effect weapons.
Yeah.
Area effect weapons, such as grenades and others, have the Blast X trait. When you throw or fire a blast weapon, choose any point in range, including another character, then make a DN3 ballistic skill test. Apply range effects as normal unless you are using a thrown weapon such as a grenade. If you fail the test, the attack misses and scatters. If you succeed, the explosion is centered on your target. Blast rating determines the radius of the explosion in meters. Anyone inside the radius is hit by the attack. Anyone hit by the attack may attempt to dodge, as detailed in dodging area effects. You cannot shift to increase the damage of a blast weapon. If you inflict a critical, the effects apply to all targets hit. So yeah, it's always DN3, whether you're targeting a person or a spot. And then dodging, if you're caught in the blast, you may attempt the full defense combat option, adding +1 plus any icons rolled to your resilience instead of your defense. Oh, that's right. Dodging increases your resilience instead of defense in the case of blast weapons. So, I assume you're just going to put it like right here in between them to hit both of them?
Yeah, sure. If we want to do that, that
Okay.
seems good too.
So, are you going to use your salvo option for something else then, or just not use it?
I think that I'll just throw regular in for now.
Okay. All right. So just make an attack. DN3.
D3, bonus for 1 there, and ranged attacks. Oh,
Oh my god.
Yeesh.
Okay. So now they will try to dodge. This counts as full defense combat option.
Yeah, I know the suffering here.
Yeah.
Flashbacks. That's why Papa hasn't moved. He's just like in horror watching this.
I stand near or like behind Ed Aka now.
Okay, Steelspitta is not going to dodge, but the other orc is. He's going to try to dodge behind this fucking forklift or whatever this thing is over here. So he makes a full defense action. So what do I roll here, Sean? You've done this one a couple times.
Yeah, you're gonna roll your initiative.
Initiative. Oh,
So
2? Okay, that's pretty
Yeah.
good.
So
Pretty
your
good for an orc.
DN automatically goes up by 1 plus any icons you get.
Well, that's 0.
Yeah,
Oh
that's complication.
no! Oh no!
so he does not escape.
I would burn a ruin, but I can't even reroll the 1, so fuck it. What does he get?
Oh,
Lost item. Uh-oh, he dropped something. Alright, we'll do a d6 here. On a 4+, it's the fusion pistol.
Boy,
On a 1, 2, or 3, it's his chain chopper. No!
oh,
Yes.
oh.
thank Gork.
Mork is watching us.
yeah,
Oh, that's brilliant. That's brilliant. Okay, so, he doesn't dodge at all. So what's the damage here? If you roll that, please, Mr. Ed Aka.
Boy.
Oh, that's a lot of 6s.
Oh my god.
Would you like to tell the crowd what happened here, Matt?
Oh, there's a few successes on that, but with the base damage, it totals up to 20 damage at AP3.
Okay. Well, yeah, he's gonna roll determination. I don't know if it's gonna help, but he's gonna try. Oh, that was okay. Okay, that's
Okay, yeah.
4.
That's not bad.
So let's just call that 16 damage minus his resilience. Okay, he takes a massive hit. He is still alive, and he has not burned all of his shock. He came close, but he didn't burn it all.
Okay.
However, more importantly, or maybe more sadly, the fusion pistol goes slipping from his hand, perhaps destroyed in the explosion. You're not
No.
sure, but it is disappeared for now, and he no longer has it. So why don't we just update his token here to reflect that? Wah, wah. Okay. Steelspitta, on the other hand, he does not attempt to dodge because he has the Rogue Trader's Refractor Fields,
Ooh.
Oof.
giving him an invulnerable saving throw. Which means his resilience of... Let me just make sure this is doing this right. Hold on. Oh, it's not... Oh, I see. Okay. It's +3? Ooh. Okay, he's a big boy. Big boy! He will attempt to shrug some of this damage. 7.
God damn.
7 determination. So he was going to take... It was 20 damage, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You got 2,
okay.
4, 6, 8. Jeez. Hurting this guy's gotta
Okay.
be rough.
So he takes 1 point of damage when that all is said and done.
Oh, brilliant.
Ooh.
However, he is out of shock. He had to burn
Oh.
all the shock there.
Okay.
So he is exhausted. He is wounded, but he only took 1 wound.
What does exhausted do again?
That's a great question.
Because I would look it up, but it's not showing me.
Can you guys look it up on your characters under effects when you click
No.
on that?
Yeah,
If you click on the icon, does it do
yeah,
anything?
it just shows us a blank thing with a name.
Okay,
Like
okay, that's
prone
fine.
or something.
On your turn, you can only walk or crawl, perform a basic combat action, or fall back. Additionally, you may not roll determination. Any shock suffered by an exhausted character is immediately converted into mortal wounds. Yeah, well, that's what you gotta do sometimes, you know?
I guess, yeah.
Alright, Peppa.
So, after all of the explosions and things that have happened in the previous number of fights, can I see Steelspitta?
Yeah, because he stepped down onto the first part of the steps. I'd say you can probably see him, but just barely. So he'll have some good cover.
Okay. Damn. What do we do? Well, I'm going to, I guess, can I see the knob that Scorcha lit on fire this guy?
Yes, absolutely.
Alright. See, I guess we are going to, I'm going to cold shot his face. I'm going to shoot him in the face
Okay.
with me heavy bolter.
You doing the actual called shot?
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Boy, you with the face.
it won't
That's
be
what-
a phase much
That's
longer,
what
boys.
minus or plus 3 DN, right?
Right, yeah. I'll take the aim action too, so. Gotta double right click and think, yeah, okay, it's just super small. Okay. Heavy bolter him. Aiming. +3 for the cold shot is double to +6. Okay.
Carry the 9.
Nope, it's not doing that right. There we go.
Looks pretty good.
Yeah. All right. Roll damage.
Oh my. Oh Jesus. What?
28 damage at -1 AP.
What?
So when I take a called shot, I double
Yeah.
the bonus dice for the damage.
Oh, and it's brutal. That's why.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So
Oh.
5s and 6s are 2 points of damage. Sheesh.
Okay. Well, yeah, 28 damage is like almost 3 times his resilience, so he dead.
Nice.
A flurry of explosive bolts rip through this guy, and he just explodes and is turned to green pulp. And that was only round 1. Let's switch out the music here to get something. I don't know if this is gonna sound any cooler. All right, top of the round, Scorcha, you're up.
Okay.
1 knob is down.
I am. Let's see. I was so preoccupied with that guy, and I turn around and see that Peppa took him out. So I go, "Oh, thanks, boss," and then notice that Steelspitta hasn't really gotten hit, or has taken just a bit. So I'm going to move over here. Do you think that would be enough, or should I go one more?
Yeah, I go 1 more.
Okay,
Yeah, you can see him from
Oh,
there
okay.
for sure.
cool. So yeah, he's just gonna have to burn. So, oh,
Critical. All right. You got a shift there too.
correct. So the other thing is, if I get, I can spend an exalted icon whenever I make a successful attack to inflict the bleeding condition.
Oh.
From what?
It's I have blood must flow.
What? I'm sorry. Is that a talent?
Yes.
That is only on weapon skill tests.
Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, how many shifts do I? Oh, I only have 1 shift. Okay, so I'll do I'll shift that to damage.
Okay.
I'll roll the critical first.
35 savage attack. Target suffers a mortal wound.
Oh,
And if they survive, they immediately acquire a memorable injury. All right, well, I'll give him a
You wanna-
wound.
You want to spend 4 glory and give him 4 mortal wounds?
I'll spend 3. I don't feel like going overboard. So if I could do that, Chris.
Okay, so that'll be more mortal wounds. Okay.
And then roll damage. So 11.
11.
And he would be on fire.
Okay, the 11 is what his resilience is. Since you meet his resilience, he would take 1 point of shock. Since he's exhausted, that'll cause an extra mortal wound on him.
Oh, fuck yeah.
And then he is on fire. All right.
burn.
Loktar, your boys are coming to assist and seem to be doing a fairly good job so far.
So I think because I'm entangled, I need to do a simple action to unentangle, right? I think it's a.
While restrained, your movement.
You could make a
It's reduced.
DN4 strength test as a
What
simple
caused that again? It was the critical, right? You had a critical
Yeah.
failure.
Mm-hmm.
I think that says what happens.
Yeah, it says you can
yeah,
make
you
a
must-
DN4 strength test
Okay.
as a simple action.
Yep. Go for it. Oh. It's actually DN5 because you're wounded.
Ooh.
Oof.
So, Brad?
Side.
So you got 3. You could try to wrath it.
All right, I'll try and wrap it.
Oh, and you guys have 1 glory remaining.
Damn.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, go for it. Okay, you have
That doesn't help.
3. You'd need to get a 6 if you want to burn the last glory.
No, not yet. I mean, I'm still in combat with this guy anyways.
Okay. All
So
right
if that's
then.
a simple action, I still get my attack action.
Yep. He is defense 1, and you're wounded, so he's defense 2. I think that's all that's going on, right?
Unless the axe he's wielding gives him a boost to his defense. Does it have parry or something? No?
No, I don't think so. I'll check. I doubt it. It's just for smashing stuff. It doesn't actually have any traits, so.
Oh.
But
Really?
it has 5 ED. That's pretty good.
What?
Oh, you know what? It's got a range of 2. It actually has reach. for so
Oh,
long.
okay.
Yeah, makes sense. Okay, so how much damage? You didn't actually do an attack roll, so I don't know how much damage. Or roll the damage. You hit him.
Roll the damage.
Hey.
Boss killer!
There we go, baby.
Ooh.
14 damage. Oh boy.
At -3. Oh, it has brutal too. Oof.
Yeah, that orc tumbles to the ground in a bloody heap as you drive the sword through his chest. Steelspitta, go ahead and roll me your D3 fire damage, Kyle.
Baby.
You got it. No, not 2, just 1. What are you doing? Oh boy.
1 more mortal wound. Okay.
Damage is damage.
All right. So first off,
Chipping
Uh,
away.
Yep.
I'm going to spend a point of ruin to get rid of the fire on him, and just put that out. And then he's going to make a willpower test. If he passes, he's going to keep going for Loktar because he wants to kill the boss. But if he fails, he's going to succumb to his bloodlust and go after the orc that just hurt him.
Oh boy.
He did not get a single success, and he got a complication. He failed as hard as you can fail.
Ooh.
Warp interference. Okay, yeah. So this guy's eyes just turn red with absolute hatred and fury, and he comes stomping over in your direction, sir. He is not happy about that at all.
Oh, hello, big boy.
So Now, because he's exhausted, he can't do anything else. Just moves. So he will get into combat with you.
Ooh.
And you see he's flexing the power claw, eagerly waiting to murder you. But you can see that he is very sluggish and slowing down as he stomps towards you. I was gonna make you one of the boys, and now I'm gonna make you a trophy on my rack. And then the knobs are up. What's left of them? Okay, this knob who's running across the fucking battlefield. Yeah, because he can't quite reach Peppa, so he's gonna charge Head Hacka with his Neural Whip. Oh, actually, wait a minute. The whip probably has some range on it. Oh, range 4? Oh, hell yeah. Okay, so he was over here. He's coming for you, Peppa.
Oh, okay.
Okay, he almost makes it. He uncurls the whip. Obviously, he's a little confused because he probably hasn't used this thing a whole lot, but he does take a swing? I don't know. What do you do with a whip? A whip?
Crack
Yeah,
it.
you crack a whip. Yep, that's the word.
He takes a crack at you.
Way to go.
Ka-cha! Zap! That is a hit.
Oh.
Yep, seems like it.
Shift. Yep. Let's shift that to damage. Get fucked.
Oof.
Zap. 11 damage, AP2, agonizing.
Okay.
And I'm gonna look at my sweet GM screen here for weapon traits.
Yeah.
You take 1 shock per wound you suffer.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah, I
rough.
Locktar felt that when they were fighting the
Yeah.
the
Sheesh.
rope trader.
Okay, so it basically ignores my orc flak armor, so I would take 5 wounds. And I only have 2 shock left.
Choices.
I'm just gonna take the wounds, right? Yeah.
Okay. So how many wounds do you take?
Well, question. So if I take 5 wounds, I'll then take 5 shock,
Yes.
and so then I'll take 3 mortal wounds on top of that because my shock is I only have 2 left.
Correct. Yeah, who's the boss now?
We'll fucking see, boys. So 3 and 3 mortal wounds if I pass, or 5, and then I've gotta try to do determination.
Okay.
Oof, 1.
1? Do you
So-
want to wrath that?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it would just increase if I want. Nah, I'll save my wrath.
Okay.
So I take 4 wounds, and then 3 mortal wounds.
Alright. Well, Peppa lets out a shriek as he's electrocuted and shocked and probably a little bit injured.
Yeah.
So you're exhausted now, right? You're sure to put
Correct.
that on you. I think it automatically does wounded. And the other knob, pulling himself up from the fucking crater in the floor, is
Did
going to
he do
charge
full
at
defense?
Locktar. Oh, he did. That's right. Well, he's gonna take cover and hope no one notices him. Okay. Head Hacka, you're up.
Alright. I think I'm gonna just peek over and try to finish off that guy in the behind the gear.
Okay.
Guess I'll aim and just shoot at him directly if that works.
Sure.
And then I'll do this and fire it off.
Oh boy. Alright. That's a hit.
I got him. Rolling damage. Not as much this time.
Oh.
18.
Still big.
That's it, only 18.
AP3.
Another orc has fallen to the ground. Wow.
Ah, shit.
I mean, I thought you guys were gonna do okay. I didn't think it was gonna be like this, but that's all right.
Let's see if we get this last guy though.
So
Last couple guys.
exhausted means I can only do a.
Basically, do one action, basically.
Okay.
Like you can't do any of the special actions like multi-attack or any of that. Or you can
still do a
walk.
called shot?
No, that's a you can only do a basic, like you can just do a basic attack.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, I guess is there
Not so
a
fun
way?
when you gotta follow the rules, is it?
Yeah, I know. It's bullshit. Let's see. Wrath. I feel like there's a way that Wrath can give me some shock back.
Oh, I believe there is.
Spending Wrath points, failures, narrative declaration, or restore shock. But it's an action. Yeah, rip. Nah, bro, we're just gonna level the heavy bolter at him and be like, hey, that really hurt.
Okay, well you get the bonus for being at point blank range, whatever that does.
I don't think there is. We're just within short.
Wasn't there a bonus, Matt?
If you're when short, you get +1 to attack.
Plus 1 die, right?
Yeah.
Or dice, if you want to put it that way.
Yeah.
Plus 1 dice. And he rolled like 12 sixes. Okay, critical hit. Well, at least this guy's at full health right now, so that's cool.
We'll see.
Yeah. Okay. Savage attack, another mortal wound. Okay.
And I'll spend a glory to give him another, so 2 mortal wounds.
Okay, so you're back down to 1 glory. And, oh wow, only 17 damage. He might,
AP1.
he might live. Determination first. That's 3. Let's burn a ruin and try to re-roll those. Why not? Ooh, all but 1. So he takes 5 shock. He soaks. Okay, so hold on. It was AP1. Hold on. Gotta get the calculator. Too many numbers. All right. It was
Can I re-roll my damage with Wrath? No, I can't.
No,
We determined that last time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so 17 damage. Okay, and then he soaked 5. Wow, he is he's still alive.
Sheesh.
Yeah, he doesn't take a tremendous amount of damage. He's hurt, don't get me wrong, but he's not dead.
Yeah.
Even if you take grazing damage from a heavy bolter, it's still pretty insane.
I mean, it's what killed Ironjaw.
Yep. Grave Scorcher.
Oh, let's do some up close burning.
Now if you wanted to use your talent and make a weapon skill attack with Blood Must Flow, you could do that.
Well, how do I do that? Just weapon skill?
Well, use a weapon rather than a gun.
Oh, well, so how does dual wield work? Because I have that as a talent.
Dual wield. When you wield one weapon in each hand, the DN penalty for using multi-attack is reduced by 2. Each weapon must have the pistol trait or be a one-handed melee weapon. You may also use a different weapon you are wielding for each of your multi-attacks, rolling damage separately for each. However, multi-attack, I believe, is to attack different targets. I think.
Gotcha.
I thought there was one that allows you to like hit someone multiple times.
Multi-attack works similar to multi-actions. Every additional attack increases the defense of every target by +2 for the purposes of the multi-attack. Each attack must use the same weapon, and you cannot shift as part of a multi-attack. Roll damage once and apply the result to every target. Well, in the example, they're attacking multiple targets, but the way this is worded, it just says every additional attack.
Mm-hmm.
So I think you could dump them all into one person. That makes sense to me.
Okay.
So every additional attack you do would increase his defense by 2. So if you did 2 attacks, you get +2 defense. If you did 3 attacks, you get +4 defense, and so on. And then dual wielding reduces the DN penalty by 2. So if you make 2 attacks, there's no penalty. If you make more than that, because when you make a multi-attack, you can choose to attack as many times as you want, but every extra attack adds another 2 defense.
Okay, so I'll just try 2 for starters.
Okay. So yeah, you make 2 attacks. He doesn't get any bonuses because yours is good to go. So just target him and make an attack twice. Another critical. Oh my god. Okay. What? Oh, hold on. What is going on here? Sorry, I'm trying to move this. The screen's moving around. It's all falling apart. I'm sorry. Okay, go ahead. What happened?
Appalling detonation. Ill fortune causes the blow
jeez.
to strike the foe's volatile war gear.
5 wounds. So that 5 wounds gets added to your damage. So roll your damage.
Oh well.
So 8 damage plus 5 is 13. So he takes 2.
Okay.
Because he's got resilience 11. And then you make your second attack.
Okay.
Yep.
I am going to re-roll that.
Oh man, you just missed him with all those dice. You'll probably hit him. There's no doubt about that. All right, go for it. Wrath it up.
Uh-oh.
Oh, wrath complication, but you do hit. Okay, roll the damage. You fall prone. Oh,
man.
now is dinner time. And 8 damage is not
okay.
gonna do it.
Yeah.
He
I spin
is
so hard that I fucking spin out.
trying to do like a cool.
So
spin
excited.
attack. I mean, he's fucked up. Don't get me wrong, but you're standing at his feet.
Yeah.
Locktar. You can
I'm
Leslie
gonna do
him. Now's your chance. Leslie.
I need a break. I need to
Oh,
break
that's
out
right.
my.
You're still stuck
I'm
in the
stuck.
wires. I'm stuck, boys. Okay, you
Ah,
break free.
yes.
Nice.
Does that take an action to do that? It was a simple action, right?
It says it's a simple action. Yeah.
Okay.
So can I charge then? Is this just a?
Yeah, there's enough room. Yeah, there's not like it's not raised up or anything.
Okay.
Okay, here we go, mano a mano.
My boss.
Charge. Wait, which one's Steelspitta? Oh, this one. Okay.
Locktar comes charging in to help. Got orcs falling all over the place here.
I'm gonna point to the rogue trader. Like, that's my trophy.
He snarls. That is a hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
It's a
Not
DM
doing-
4. He'd need one more.
Oh, I'm sorry, you missed.
All right.
because-
So I guess
You
Eric-
I'm gonna use
use
my last
one.
wrath.
Yeah.
I'm gonna use my last wrath.
Come on, boy. Did you give yourself +1 for charging? Does it give you +1?
I did not. No,
I
I did.
don't think it does.
No, I missed my +1 for charging. That's fine.
Sean, help me find the rules for Ruin. I'm trying to find out what else I can do with them.
Oh, I don't know if that's one of the things I have access to. Because I have access to Glory.
I don't even see it in my list. I see Wrath and Glory, shifting, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let me see here if there's anything I can do with Ruin. Because if we can, this is probably the time to do it, right? During the boss fight?
Yeah?
And the GM screen tells me stuff, but it doesn't tell me details, so I want to see exactly what it's talking about here.
Right.
Ruin. You can spend 1 Ruin to reroll failures, just like Wrath. You can spend Ruin to seize the initiative, just like the heroes. You can spend Ruin to make determination rolls. You can spend Ruin to do special actions, and you can spend Ruin to restore shock. D3 plus 3. Doing so counts as an action for that NPC. Well, that's dumb. All right. How much damage?
15 AP3.
Okay, well, the AP doesn't matter because he's got the refractor field. So damage 15. He is resilience 11, as we've said multiple times, which means he is taking 4 damage. He has a total of 12 wounds, and he currently has 9 wounds on him. Steelspitta takes 4 wounds and I'm sorry, 3 wounds and is dead.
Boss killer
Oh.
strikes again.
Exactly. Exactly. Yep.
That's my boss.
King shit right there.
1 extra wound on top of what you needed, and you get under his guard even before he didn't even get to swing his power claw. That is so sad. This is a sad day for all orc kind. Well, you know what happens when people die around here. I think it's fair that this orc takes a resolve test to see if he runs away, like when you guys watched Ironjaws die. We're actually going to use resolve, though, this time, and actually do the rules correctly. Not that's going to matter, because it's 2 dice. Oh,
Yeah.
Good luck.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he's like, fuck that. I'm out. We's all gonna die.
Yeah,
Now
you
who's
is.
running?
And then I'm gonna gun him down as he's running away.
All right, take your shot, Sean, as he runs down the hall. You'll get 1 free shot out of him as you shoot him in the back.
Oh yeah. All right, let's see. Do this one more time, boys.
You know what I don't like about these dice, though? When you roll the 3D dice, it doesn't show which one's the critical dice. Or the random
Oh
die.
yeah, that's
They're all
fair.
the same color.
Alright,
Ooh,
so
complication.
roll the complication.
Your gun blows up in your face.
why would you say that?
Oh no! Something has gone very wrong. Your strike hits a target that is very inconvenient for the current situation, such as an explosive fuel source, the diplomat you are escorting, or the controls to extend a bridge across a chasm.
Oh no, not the bridge controls. We've had so many
Someone worked
explosions
real hard on
this
those.
already.
Inconvenient.
Can't use that door anymore. Just melted it.
I think that makes sense. So, Sean, inconvenient. It's a critical failure, so there has to be some
Yeah.
consequences. Well, you do gun him down, no doubt. It's at point blank range as he runs by. You just turn him into a smear on the wall. However, you also smear the door that he's running towards, and you hit like some of the controls, and part of the door comes slamming down, and you're not prepared for it. I need you to make an athletic test, or you are going to suffer some damage as the door smashes down on you.
Okay.
That is enough. Oh, no, you only have 2 successes. You need 4.
Yeah, we're gonna wrath it. Okay. And then I guess we'll throw a glory in the hopes that I don't die.
Do it.
Nope.
Damn.
Yeah.
3 successes. Okay. Also, how much damage you do on your attack? 15?
14. Well, yeah, 15 with the AP, but 14.
Okay. That's probably enough, but let me just make sure. No, he's got 1 determination left. See if he can get it. He does. So he's at full shock. 14. Oh yeah, because now he takes shock damage too, so that is enough to fucking do some mortal wounds and finish him off. He almost gets to the end of the hall and is about to round the corner when the last blast hits him in the back and just he's gone. However, the door smashes down, hitting you, and you are going to take okay, I'm just gonna roll 8 dice here, and we'll just do regular 4 plus his damage. So that's
Damn, son.
2, 3 damage.
Ooh.
Oh wait, hold on. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 damage. My bad.
Okay. My resilience is 8, so
Then you are okay.
nice.
The door slams down in pieces and no longer really usable. However, the day is won as Loktar, everyone saw it, he killed the boss in single combat.
He did it.
Yor did it.
Oh, that's awesome.
I don't know how this keeps happening.
Yeah.
We need to buff up your weapon skill, bro.
Or
Maybe-
my armor,
Yeah.
Your
my leadership.
Well, I mean, for the armor, you'll just take the refractor field, and you're gonna be probably pretty good for that, at least a little bit.
Well, that is that. The bridge is secure. The nobs are dead. The Goffs have been slain, and Steelspitta is no more. What's left of his tribe either retreats or surrenders and joins up with your mob, and the boys are chanting Lokhtar's name as his legacy to become the boss is now complete. So you have gotten the tribes under your control, Lokhtar. Everyone will now refer to you as the war boss until you are usurped or killed, or lead a Wa and perhaps become a warlord one day. But for now, you are the war boss of Mork's Madboyz, and you guys basically have control of the ship at this point. So, yeah, pretty cool stuff. This will be a good spot to take our break. However, before we do, fellas, so you can still decide to do other stuff on the ship, but at this point, you have access to the bridge, and therefore you have control of the Vindication. So, you will be able to access the ship's systems, and you will be able to learn a bit about the system that you find yourselves in. Now, let's see if this works, because this has to do with the journals. Give you some ownership here. Okay. In the journals tab, you should be getting a folder that says Virgo system, and there should be some subsystems in that. You guys are going to get access to basically the planet sheets for each of the planets in the system at this point. This is basic information that the you guys find in the Vindication's logs. So it has the name, and then it'll have the zone. There's 3 solar zones in the game. Actually, listeners, we're using a lot of the rules from Rogue Trader here for like the system generation and stuff that I did to actually generate the star system. So, and I also use some of the alien system and planet generation rules too. So all of these planets were randomly generated, and then I gave them some extra cool stuff. So you've got the name of the planet. Then you've got the zone, the solar zone that it's in. There's the inner cauldron, which is the area closest to the system star. There's the primary biosphere, which is about midway through the system. That's usually where normal habitable planets are. And then you have the outer reaches, where is the area furthest from the star, where it's the coldest. Each of those zones do various things as far as mechanical effects, which you'll learn as we play. You don't know them right off the bat. Then you've got the type of world that it is. So in this case, the classification being the Imperial classification. So in this case, Charsion is an industrial mining world. The body is the I believe that's the kilometer radius around the planet. I believe. Basically, it's the size of the planet. Bigger the number, the bigger the planet. This one's on the smaller side. I think 2,000 is the smallest, and it goes up to like 20,000. So this is a pretty small planet.
Yeah.
Then you have the gravity, which is basically the gravity comparable to Earth. So this one is 0.2. So this is a pretty low gravity world. Any special features that it has, in this case, this one is the planet that the moon that you're currently in orbit above is orbiting. So its special feature is the moon. And then it'll have a type of atmosphere, which do various things. In this case, this one is corrosive. And then the climate, which is going to be how hot and potentially, how user-friendly it is for, life forms. The habitability, whether or not this planet could naturally sustain life. In this case, this one is none, because it has a corrosive atmosphere, so ain't nothing living down there. And then the geosphere is the kind of the overall it's a good way to describe it. The kind of if it's a temperate or arid world, things of that nature. If it's a deserts or if there's a lot of water, so it'll kind of explain how it is. And then in the green text, you have the actual description, which is what you guys would have access to. You can consider that's what the actual Imperial record would say about this planet. So if you were able to get access to it, which you guys do, it'll explain exactly what this planet has to say. So I'm going to give you guys access to that, because at this point, you have control of the ship, and you will have access to that. You also are going to get a new map, which is the map of the Virgo system. So you should see a system map with the star in the middle. Your ship here, the Vindication, we've just got a token here we can move around as you guys fly around. So it's currently in orbit above Capra, which is the moon. And then Varos 3 in the middle, that is the system star. And then you guys can see there's kind of like 3 colored zones on the map. That represents the solar zones. So red is the inner cauldron. The teal color in the middle is the primary biosphere. And the blue one on the outside is the outer reaches. And you'll see that the planets that belong to that zone have a matching colored glow to them as well. So I will begin to give you access to this as well, and that's something you guys can read, because ultimately you're going to need to decide what you want to do next. So give me a minute here to get all that set to you guys. If you guys want to take your break right now, and listeners, go grab yourself some Dr. Pepper. Just need to make a few things here.
All right, yeah, I'll BRB.
Yep, be right back, boys.
Good.
Okay. Everybody's back. So you guys should have now 1, 2, 3. You should have 4 folders in the Virgo system folder. The first one just says Virgo system, and that has the character sheet for the Virgo system. So that is the system that you are currently in. I just want to see how many times I can say the word system. It explains the general effects that kind of permeate the quirk that this star system has. Now, again, this was all stuff that I did through the Rogue Trader system generator, and even though your characters don't necessarily know this stuff, I just want you guys to know this is the big thing I got, which is called warp turbulence. So this system, because you guys will be able to find basic stuff that this system has higher than normal warp turbulence. So there's penalties if you do warp jumps. If you're using psychic powers, you roll extra wrath dice. There's a higher chance for psychic perils. If you do perils of the warp, it's worse than normal. And normally when you gain corruption tests, or you gain corruption points, you get extra ones. However, as orcs, you're not really affected by corruption too much. That's probably not going to come too much into play into our game unless it's really, really bad. But to get you an idea what's going on in this system. And then you should have 3 folders for the 3 different system zones: the inner cauldron, the primary biosphere, and the outer reaches. Within each of those, you will have a simple sheet that just explains a little bit about that zone. Some of these zones do have other effects, which you will learn about as you go through them. Like, some of them are not necessarily readily apparent. And then you should have several character sheets in each, or entries in each folder that are for each of the different planets. Or in this case, there's a couple moons as well. Oh god, that's loud. So, feel free to read through those, as those will tell you more about each world, and as I said, consider the green text actual in-game text that you would find in the computer systems. Once you guys start to go through them, basic information that you guys would be able to find out or are in Imperial records. I also recommend to utilize the pop-out feature here for some of these, because you need to zoom in pretty hard to get these things to be legible because the font is so small. So you should have 1, 2, 3. Should have 4 entries in the primary biosphere and 3 entries in outer reaches.
Yes.
And 7 in inner cauldron.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that, I think, is where we can pick back up. So you guys have... Actually, I'm going to do this too. I'm going to add the tabs for the Virgo system and the Vindication. So you guys should be able to freely swap between the maps now if you so desire. Anyway. So, yes, Kyle, you guys may attempt to loot. What I've decided for that, rather than just every time you kill something you might get better loot, because it's fairly easy to get loot that way in this game, we're going to utilize the acquisition system the game has. So after a fight such as this, if you want to try to get any loot, you will make your acquisition roll. Remember, you can make 1 per session, and you can try to get one of the pieces of gear that you want to find from that fight. If you pass, then it's assumed whatever piece of gear you're looking for, you are able to find, and it still works, it's still operational. If you fail, we're going to assume that it was destroyed, lost, or damaged beyond repair in the fight, and so it's just been turned to scrap. Now, I know that doesn't necessarily make sense that you could spend wealth here, but since the game rules allow you to use wealth when you make acquisition rolls, I think that's appropriate. So, with that in mind, if there is any of this loot you guys want to try to get, you may do so.
Well, I suppose we let the boss loot first.
Since he killed Steelspitta, can he just rip his what is it, power claw?
Yeah. They even go for
Reclaim
the
Iron
refractor
Jaw's
field
power.
first.
So there is quite a bit of gear here. So Steelspitta has the power claw and the big shooter that Ironjawz had, and he also has the Rogue Trader's refractor field.
Oh.
The one knob had
refractor field.
the fusion pistol and the chain chopper. However, the fusion pistol has been lost and or destroyed because of his critical failure. So he just has the chain chopper. Also, the knobs all have heavy armor, if anybody's looking for medium-sized orc armor.
Wink, 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 wink.
The one orc had the Omniscient Axe from the Tech Priest and just a regular shooter. The other orc had a shooter and the Neural Whip that the Rogue Trader was using. And the one that Scorcha fried had the plasma pistol taken off the Tech Priest Mechatendrite and a chain chopper. So there's a couple trinkets in here that might be worth trying to get your grubby little green hands on.
Yeah.
But yes, I think it's fair being the boss and having single-handedly killed Steelspitta in single combat with no help from anyone else whatsoever. Loktar should be able to have first dibs.
All right, I'm gonna see if the refractor field is still working. How is the refractor field attached? Is it just like? Is it like a necklace or a watch? Like what a?
Okay, often
Is it
concealed in
loud?
ornate jewelry, these small field emitters remain dormant until activated, whereupon they erect a short-range protective field around an individual. The refractor field dissipates incoming attacks with telltale, dazzling bursts of multispectral light. She would definitely have something flashy and kind of rare. She's got a bit of Eldar gear already. I didn't really think what it would be. There anything? Oh, you know what? Let me roll on that one random trinkets table. Let's see if we get something interesting here. Okay, well, it turns out it is something else of Eldar origin. It looks like a small sheet to you, like a small little sheet of paper. You can see there's Eldar runes on it, assuming it's still there. But when you pick it up, it's actually made out of wraith bone. It's not paper. It's just like it's I guess not paper thin, maybe about as thin as like a cookie or a wafer, you know, so like, I don't know, half an inch thick, give or take.
Okay. I'm going to attempt to find it.
Okay, so we need to do an influence roll here,
Influence.
if I recall. Let's just double check.
Yeah, I don't
Where's
have
the-
influence.
Okay, hold on.
Awareness?
Requisitioning.
It's under gear, Eric.
Under gear?
Yeah, it's on the like
Up left.
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, you make
okay.
an influence test, and you have to share at least one keyword with the piece of war gear. Well, we're gonna disregard that because you're looting, so that makes sense that you don't have to have that. This is if you're trying to buy stuff. And then you get bonuses if you share more than one keyword, which I doubt you do with this thing. And then
Yeah.
the difficulty is based on the rarity and the value.
Now,
So
because we're
How do we-
orcs,
Yeah, I don't. I have 0 influence.
it
Yes.
should
Well,
it should
we
be
all do.
1 because of fellowship. Like just base, but we use since we're orcs, we can use strength instead of fellowship for influence.
Yeah, hold on. Let's just double check something here. Oh my god, influence sound like 100 pages. Okay, let's.
Sheesh.
Need to find it in the character creation rules because that will tell us how you determine it. While I'm looking, did anybody do anything that might have affected their, what do you call it, objectives during that fight?
Where do you find the objectives? Where in the journal was it?
Yep.
I think someone solved a problem through murdering.
Yeah, you definitely solved a problem with the brutality of the orc god Gork, I would say.
Yeah. You guys have defeated the war boss. Oh, okay. So Sean, your starting influence equals to your fellowship -1.
Oof.
So your starting influence could actually be 0. However, at this point, you guys would get a point of influence each because you have united the tribes and gotten control of the ship. So that was going to come once you guys defeated Steelspitta and got control. So you guys can all increase your influence by 1.
Okay.
So yeah, so in this case, because you're looting, you can't use your strength because you're not trying to intimidate the loot, unfortunately.
Yep.
You come
so this is more of kind of a luck-based thing. However, as I said, you guys can use your wealth here. We'll just kind of say that increases your luckiness here. And let's see what the rating of this is. Probably gonna be pretty high, so you might not be able to actually get it. Let's see. It is rare, and it is a rating of 3.
Was that DN 3 or?
Yeah, but I think its value modifies it as well. Let me double check that one last time. I have like 100 tabs open.
Yeah.
Okay. The value of the war gear determines the base DN, which is modified by the rarity. The rarity is 3, which gives it a +2 penalty, and its value is 5. So it would be 7.
Oof.
Yeah, that's rough.
Yeah, I don't know that I can. So it's fellowship -1, so that's 1. +1 for uniting, so 2, and only a wealth of 2. So only got a dice pool of 4.
Well, no, the wealth you use after your roll, and you burn the wealth permanently to give yourself an extra success.
Oh, I mean, even
So you
if I
would roll 2
2
dice,
sixes-
and then you would add however much wealth you want to do.
Okay, so yeah, even if I rolled 2 6s, I couldn't hit 7.
I've got 4 wealth, so I could potentially hit it. If you want me to try. I mean, the refractor field seems like a pretty important one.
Yeah.
Yeah, is there a way to like help, I guess?
No,
Assist.
these are individual tests.
Gotcha. Yeah, I would give it to Sean then.
Yeah. If you're willing.
I mean, you could also try to grab some of the other stuff, but it's all probably going to be fairly high.
Yeah, the omniscient axe is value of 6. Very rare.
Oh yeah, the power claw's value 8.
Sheesh.
Rare, very rare. So
Even
it'd
the
be-
neural whip is 5. So this is some shit.
Well, let's see here, because that might be a little harsh then. It's the balancing act, you know? Like,
Right.
Yeah, sure.
Like how because we're fighting dudes, but like a few lucky hits and we suddenly are flush with gear and equipment. That's a little overpowered.
I mean, I don't like to always pull the curtain back, but all of those guys were tier 3 characters.
Sheesh.
So, I mean, now granted, a bunch of them didn't even get to attack, and they probably would have smacked you if they did. But
Yep.
Yeah,
Oh,
like
yeah.
one attack.
I
I
was
was at
laying
7.
prone.
That power fist would have just like
yeah, this is definitely more heroic D&D than, you know, hide in a corner quivering from the forces of chaos Warhammer Fantasy.
Yeah.
As far as power level. So I'll tell you what, because obviously I figured you guys would eventually fight the rogue trader, and part of the fun would be looting and getting all the crazy shit she has. So everybody can take 1 piece of any of the war gear. We'll assume the rest of the stuff is destroyed or looted by the other orcs, or lost in the fight. So everybody can take 1 piece of gear, whatever they want, out of this pile of treasures.
Nice. Well, War Boss, you're up first.
I mean, I'd
Got a
just
Got a
go
few
for
good
the
choices here.
refractor.
Okay.
Is that one of them? Yeah.
Yep. I should just be able to put this on your character sheet, I think. Let's see. Oh, it worked.
It worked.
So, that should have increased your armor by 3, because it has an armor rating of 3. And then
Yeah.
the special thing that it does is it is invulnerable. So AP does not affect you anymore.
Oh boy,
Pretty fucking good.
the big boss.
Yeah.
All right, who's next? Who's next in line to loot the corpses?
Well, why don't we just go with the people right next to the Steelspitta, Scorcher? You wanna choose some shit?
All right, yeah. If nobody has an issue with it, I'll try that omniscient axe.
Okay. Let me get that for you. The Omniscient Axe is yours to enjoy.
Huzzah!
Symbolic of the power of the machine god, the omniscient axe is emblazoned with the Mechanicus icons and cogwheel iconography. Yeah, base damage 5, 5 extra damage dice, and AP -2. Range 2, so you can attack from 1 square away. It's pretty good.
Ooh.
Pretty cool. All right, who's next? Not everybody at once.
I'm trying to think. Is there anything I need? I mean, the fusion pistol's lost, so I guess the plasma pistol.
Ed Hecka, how about you?
Well, looking at a power claw, what does unwieldy 3 mean?
I shall tell you. I believe it increases the defense of the target.
Okay.
But, you
that
know,
might
if
be
you hit
difficult.
unwieldy, DM sheet, help me. Yep, whatever the unwieldy number is, they get that bonus to the difficulty number. Or you get that penalty to the difficulty number. So it's they basically, whatever you attack, it's +3 defense. I mean, it does base damage 12, AP 3,
It's pretty intense.
and 5 damage dice. And it's brutal.
Yeah,
And
I
it-
think
and
you're
it
the
has
correct
rock.
guy. You're the correct guy to wield that motherfucker.
I mean, if you keep fighting orcs, you can give them all the fucking defense you want. It doesn't really matter, does it?
I mean, we're defense 1 over here. It's like, oh,
Yeah. Oh, now
now
he's
you got-
defense 4. Well, I'm still rolling like 12 dice, so he's dead.
not gonna be a real hard hit.
Yeah. That definitely doesn't seem to have changed between this edition and first edition. Is yeah, unless your defense is like 5 or higher, it doesn't matter. Yeah. So, what do you want? You said you want the plasma pistol, Sean?
Yeah.
Okay. Enjoy.
Oh.
It still has part of the mechatendrite attached, so it's kind of like a plasma pistol at the end of like a metal cable,
Nice.
like a 1-foot metal cable. All right, Head Hacka, how about you?
I feel like it would be irresponsible of me to leave behind Iron Jaw's famous power claw.
I mean,
That's a legacy item that we need to
I
keep
agree.
in the
Yeah,
keep in the gang.
if you're orcs and you don't have a power claw, you're playing the wrong fucking army. Just gonna say. So, yeah, all 10 of my knobs have power claws, heavy armor, and cyborg implants. Yeah, they're 75 points a model. What's it to you? Yeah, this squad is 600 points, and it's gonna die for 1 shooting attack. But if it gets into combat, game over, buddy.
Oh, are those corn berserkers? Yeah, I'll run into them.
Game over, man.
Yeah. Yeah, what's that?
Heavy-
Five
heavy-
5 strength, 12 attacks each? Yeah, I win. Fuck out of here.
Chris, can you tell me what the trait supercharge does?
Yes.
That's a great one.
Choose to do +3 extra damage dice, but take 1d6 mortal wounds if you roll a complication.
Okay. Okay.
That's awesome. That's so orky.
Yeah, okay, I'm here for it.
All right. Well, enjoy your loots and your new ship, which actually I forgot. There's actually we have a character sheet for the ship too. Cuz I actually wrote starship rules for this fucking game. Heavily based off of Rogue Trader and kind of modified to be for this system. I have to find it. So I'm going to give you guys access to a few more things here in the Journals tab. This stuff will change over time. As a matter of fact, we're going to have to change the ship log because it suffered heavy crew damage. But you guys can obviously see a picture of the ship. Then we've got the basic stuff, you know, the stats, basic description, and things of that nature. And then the ship log has the character sheet for the ship. And then if you go to the second part of the ship log, it's got all your special features that are on the ship that we rolled for at the beginning. So we'll get into that because you guys will be able to fly the ship around. And, if we have ship-to-ship combat. But the ship log has all the stats of your vessel. Back in Rogue Trader, you would make very extensive rules for your ships with all the components and stuff they had. So that's what we're doing here. And then your ship has a machine spirit, and you roll for the type of machine spirit you have, and then you also roll for a past history. So your ship has some interesting quirks about it as well. And there's a little bit of space left to fit other systems, not much. You got a little bit of power left as well, but not much to use. Every component you put on the ship increases, it takes up space and uses up power. But you can always swap stuff out when you get other components, or if you guys want to customize the ship and orcify it. So, because there are actually orc components in Rogue Trader in some of the expansion packs or expansion books. So, we'll get into all these stats later, but suffice to say, I tried to turn everything into Wrath and Glory rules, so I've got some pretty extensive ship rules for warp travel and all sorts of cool shit we can do. So, with that in mind, yeah, the ship is more or less under your control at this point. Obviously, the enforcers are still there, but, they can't really threaten the ship that much, but they do still have control of the armory. So yeah, what do you guys do at this point?
I think my first thought is to. Okay, we're still on the bridge, all of us. Okay. Right?
Yeah, we'll assume that's probably where you guys are hanging out with like Zingits and some of the closest, probably like the cyborgs that Peppa started assembling.
Alright, boys. We need the proper fights. What you say? We just land on the moon. Gets everybody out for our fights. Get this started right.
What, them red metal boys?
Anybody. We's orcs been locked up too long.
Yeah. Fight's a fight.
Alright. Capra says mostly human workers. What does Chasion look like?
And Capra also has a small workforce of servitors that they use for like the most dangerous things they have to do. Because there's
like
a mining
Chasion
world.
doesn't have much life. Or Charcion doesn't have much life.
So Charcion is a mining planet. They mine a substance, I believe it was...
Ceramite?
Yes. There's a special type of ceramite, very rare type, that has a black outer coating. And when it's polished, the black coating kind of fades away and reveals this kind of fiery orange color. Which is very rare and is often used for very expensive things like jewelry and for the upper class of Imperial society. Now, because you're in the inner cauldron, you're in the system or the area, the zone closest to the star. The inner cauldron has the highest temperatures here. Pretty much all of the planets fall under hot, which is 31 to 80 Celsius on average. So some of these worlds are quite warm, where, typically without any sort of atmospheric processing or special types of structures, you couldn't just live on the surface of this planet without something to help you. Charcion has a lot of old volcanic activity as well, and the surface of the planet has an ancient device from the Dark Age of technology, which they're basically solar panels, but of course nobody really knows what or how they work. But ultimately what they do is they capture the solar energy from the star, since this is one of the closest planets to the star, and over 75% of the planet's surface is coated in these massive solar panels. All of the mining takes place underground. There's a vast tunnel network that is basically honeycombs the planet, and there's massive lava flows here that are harvested, and with the goal of trying to find the black ceramite. Now, they do have a heavy mechanical force down here, servitors, because of the radiation and everything, but there are still mortal workers, and as you can see here, most of them are either suffered from mutations or are criminals that are sent here to serve out their death sentences, because eventually they will die due to the conditions. There is obviously an Adeptus Mechanicus presence here as well. They're kind of in charge. And yeah.
So my initial thought is to find a planet quickly that we can get to quickly to kind of like show, like, hey, we're gonna do better than the humans let us, and we're gonna go find fights, and that I'm gonna be the good boss.
Okay.
By giving them good fights.
Well, Charcion does have, potential to fight. You have to get underground into the mines to get to the, the meat of the populace, but that certainly possible. And then the moon, Capra, is where you guys have already been. That has 5 colonies on the moon, and basically each of the colonies is like a big bubble, like a dome. And then the colony is inside that dome. So the dome kind of acts as a way to, act as the atmosphere for the colony, because it's basically like our moon. It doesn't have an atmosphere, and it looks like they do some mining on this moon as well. But strangely, you are unable to find out much about the mining other than like generalities of like general rich mineral rich things like that, but nothing specific, nothing like the rarity of the black ceramite on Charcion. So from what you can tell in the records, it seems like Capra is a smaller mining operation. It would make sense, what's the word, in a stellar sense, or if I'm using that term correctly, that these 2 planets that are close to each other, the planet and the moon, if one of them has a lot of minerals, the odds of the other one having minerals to mine is higher. So that makes physical sense, I guess. I don't know the term I'm looking for, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. All right.
Like, there's no weird quirks going on here, like the Chaos Gods made these planets or something. Like, these are naturally occurring, and that seems to fit what naturally occurring celestial bodies would have. So, whether or not you orcs know what that means or cares, that's besides the point. But yeah, so both of them have mining. Charcion seems like it'd probably be a little bit extreme because of the heat. Capra's not as hot. You don't have to go underground to get to where the colonies are. But yeah, basically think the moon, and there's like these 5 massive domes that have like basically small cities inside of them. Because again, we're talking 40K scale, so when I say colony, like, it's not like, oh, like alien colony with like 200 people. It's like Adeptus Mechanicus colony with like probably several thousand people, you know? I mean, fuck, you guys are on a light cruiser and you have 65,000 people. I mean, ships get to like twice or 3 times as big as the ship you have in the Imperial Navy, so...
Okay. In that case, I think the moon would be a good starting point for us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will say, I still think we need to go murder the Big Mech, because if he's flying our fucking ship and he gets all cunning, he fucking space jumps out of here. We're gonna be real pissed.
Oh, that reminds me. I need to make a roll.
Oh no!
Oh boy.
It.
Eventually, I'll put it this way. Loktar, do you... I mean, word will spread that you guys have taken out Steelspitta and everything. Would you inform Mulgrim at all about any of the loot that you guys found? You know, would you let him?
No.
Would you let him have a chance to get any of the other loot before it goes to the, anyone else?
Oh yeah. So I would send a Grot messenger to him after we had collected our things.
Mhm.
I'd send a messenger to him first saying, we have some gear and we have control of the bridge. And then I'd send messengers to the other tribes saying that we're united once more.
Okay. Well, for simplicity's sake, we'll say that the other bosses then are probably going to hang out on the bridge with you guys, so you can easily speak with them when need be. And they'll have other bosses that kind of keep the tribes or the warbands under control. But you're basically one big tribe at this point. Well, in that case, Mulgrim would eventually come to the bridge himself and sort through what is left. And it seems like he is fine with that. He doesn't make any comments about you guys, because obviously he'll notice that you guys have some of the other loot. I mean, he's going to recognize the Power Claw, for example. But he doesn't seem to say anything about that. Whether he's secretly upset or he actually respects you, you're not sure. If you want to give me an insight test, you certainly could. Anybody could, to see if they can kind of tell what he might be thinking.
I only have one dice for insight, so it's gonna be a no for me, dog.
Can I make an awareness to kind of see what types of items he does end up taking?
Oh, you don't have to. He's not going to be sneaky. You can just watch.
Oh, okay.
I mean, he'll do it right in front of you. But if you want to kind of
Okay.
know what he's thinking or how he's feeling, it'll be an insight test.
Okay, I'll give that a try.
Yeah, either through his body language. It's a pose test. I rolled for him, so we'll see.
Got some glory you could use.
Yeah, we got 2 glory points left.
Okay, I'll use 1 glory.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, another
Whoa.
6, man.
Shit.
Okay.
Very observant.
Yeah, you can tell Mulgrim seems to respect the fact that you are the boss, especially after killing Steelspitta, and he seems to be able to tell that the other orcs are excited and look at you as the boss. So you get the feeling that he feels the same way, and he's just happy that I guess the way that you kind of look at it is when you said you get first pick of the loot, it's like, well, you get first pick of the loot after I get first pick of the loot because I'm the boss. And he seems to be happy with as long as he gets first pick before any of the other warbands, he's satisfied. And he takes the other the other gear. Let's see what he actually is able to find here. Let me roll another dice. So it looks like some of the other stuff that is still there, he grabs the big Shuda from Iron Jaws, and then he takes the Neural Whip, and was there anything left? One of the Chain Choppas. And then he leaves. There's another Chain Chop and a couple Shudas. I don't seem to care about that.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm sorry. Back to the system here. The system is down.
So let's go fuck up a moon of metal boys, yeah?
Now, do you do anything about any of the other species on the ship? I mean, do you like put an announcement out to the boys? How do you guys decide? Other than you're like, okay, let's go down to the moon. You guys discuss between yourselves. You know, what do you tell the rest of the ship, or how do you deal with that?
Is there? I guess what kind of capabilities do our other craft on here have? Are they only landing craft, so they can get to planet and that's it?
Yes, yeah. You don't have any fighters or bombers or interceptors or anything like that.
Nothing to like
Um,
say, nothing to like give the Eldar or any other races like a way to just leave.
Other than shuttles, no. I mean, you have, probably a dozen or half dozen shuttles, give or take. But they're small. Certainly nothing that's really meant for, like, very huge journeys. You couldn't get out of the system with it. You couldn't do warp jumps or anything like that.
Okay. So the enforcers we have to worry about. The Ogren probably just don't really care.
Well, again, you don't exactly know where the Ogren are. They've been wandering the ship, causing trouble. You hear rumors here and there. Same, you don't really know anything about the Eldar. No one's checked in on them. And, you haven't heard anything more about the Psyker either.
Okay. Yeah, if there's an intercom system, I'll make an announcement.
Okay. A PA announcement?
Yeah.
Yeah, like on Snowpiercer? Okay, well, you have the comms, sir.
All right. This be Locktar's ship now. Any dealings will go through us and the bridge. If you wish to stake a claim, send your man forward. We will be landing Planetfall in 48 hours. It's time for us orcs to have a real scrap. I'm gonna cut the feed.
Pretty sure you can hear the ship shaking from many orc voices shouting in triumph and excitedness. I need to go through all the other species on the ship, so I'll have the answers for that next week. Kind of see like who's going to try to do what once you make that announcement, because obviously everybody's going to react differently. So I'll make a note here to do that. But yeah, the other thing I should point out is once oh, no, I'm sorry. I'm reading the wrong thing here. Never mind. Yeah, so that is what happens. We'll deal with the other species later, but for now you guys can decide what you want to do with the moon.
I guess playing around on the bridge, we're gonna see that systems are all working. Do we have any like big guns that we can fire from off the bridge?
Give me a tech test, please.
Sure. It's this one.
Ooh, look at that. All right. Yes, so you guys have a light cruiser class, or I'm sorry, a Dauntless class light cruiser. So you're one of the smaller size, well, not the smallest, but A cruiser is a full-on battle type, vessel, and then escorts are much, much smaller than your ships. So you have a decent-sized vessel here. Certainly not like a battle barge, but it's up there. Sometimes in smaller patrol groups, these would be classified as like the flagship, depending on the group. But you do have your boarding torpedoes, which are on the prow of the ship, and then on the flanks of the ship, the port and starboard sides, you have Mars pattern macro batteries, which are just the massive, massive guns. So just what you see in the picture here on the Vindication. I mean, you can see that massive gun on the side. You have that running on either side of the ship. So, big guns that shoot huge ordnance that are meant for destroying other vessels in the vast depths of space. They're not terribly fancy, but you guys have Mars patterns ones, which are a little bit better than just regular ones. And they can pack a wallop. The idea is to just overwhelm, just like with a pirate ship broadside. Just fire all the guns and overwhelm the shields and with overwhelming force. They would have to punch through shields. Shields would be able to block some of that, so the idea is the more you hit with it, you can try to overload shields, and eventually then, once the shields go down, you can start ripping through the actual hull. So, pretty standard.
I want to make sure Zingitz has a watch on the Enforcer armory and see if they're up to anything, and just kind of keep an eye on what they're doing.
Yeah, he can do that.
Since we have control of the bridge, are we able to vent the air out of certain places?
I would have to look up exactly how that might work on the ship. I imagine you would, but I would have to look at the extent of that.
Gotcha.
Because the problem with venting is that a lot of things can go wrong, and if they go wrong, could be disastrous for the entire ship.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's probably a lot of fail safes that start closing other places off.
Yeah, and you then the ship can only produce oxygen so quickly. So keep in mind your ship is 4 or 5 kilometers long. So if you vent significant portions, even if you just vent one section of the ship, that's probably blocks and blocks, as far as on a city, right? Blocks and blocks worth of open space that you would have to then have your systems fill up with oxygen again. So even if you took out one little small area of the ship, it would take a while for all that oxygen to replenish. So, you might be able to do it, but it'd probably be in very, comparatively to the size of the ship, small sections.
Understandable.
But yeah, I'll look into that.
I mean, I would rather fight them, but
Yeah, I guess I'm just gonna have. I mean, I sent the message 48 hours to make planetfall, so I guess just prepare. Make sure everybody's ready and healed up.
All right. Well, Zingitz informs you that once you make that announcement, there seems to be a little bit more activity with the enforcers, and we're gonna make a roll here for Zingitz and his boys. He says he has sent out a couple grots, but he says none of them have come back. They've been trying to trail the enforcers or find out what they're up to, but they've been unsuccessful in doing so. They're not sure what they're doing.
Right. I think it's time to deal with them finally. We just can't have them holding all our weapons.
If that's what you guys want to do, it's up to you.
What do you think, boys? What you want to do?
I want
Yeah.
to burn, boss.
Might need to take a bit of a rest.
Well, yeah, we'll assume you guys are probably at full health, because probably the next day. I don't imagine it's immediate. It's probably a day or two later, just because, you know, you give the announcement and then Zin gets his boys are watching. So we'll say maybe during the next 24-hour period, he's like, yeah, I've sent a couple of my boys and they don't come back, so they're probably dead. They probably got caught, you know, or lost, but most likely caught. So assume the worst, I guess.
I love it.
I mean, what would you do if you were them, right? Like, everyone you know is dead, and you're surrounded by, you know, enemies. I would imagine they're probably going to try to leave, or blow up the ship, or take over the ship, or assassinate you, or assassinate us. Maybe team up with some of the others that might be thinking the same thing.
We should kill him. Yep.
You know, like, you've done a great job, boss, don't get me wrong, but, like, there's a lot of other people that probably could use a few head cracks, you know, just so they know, you know, you're being serious and all. I mean, you know, there's sneakers, there's schemas, you know how them umis can be.
Alright, boys. One more fight before we land.
Okay, well,
Here.
Zingitz is going to be able to disable the cameras momentarily. So enough to let you guys get to the doors and start your attack. So, yeah. Are you just going through the front door, or, like, how are you approaching? You tell me. You got the front door, the side door, and the back door. The back door is
the one. That's the one that's really hard.
Yeah. The other two have the cameras, which he says he can take care of.
Okay. I think we'll do half and half. Front door, side door.
All right. Well, with that in mind, what are the teams here?
Let's do Scorcha. You're with me.
You got it, boss.
And which side you guys gonna take?
Oh, we're gonna take the front.
Okay.
We're going in the front door.
I love it.
Now, hopefully, my map settings are all correct here. I think. I'm gonna move us to a new map. And then Peppa and Head Hacker. Be sure you reset all your stats, clear any stuff you guys have. Oh, I gotta change your vision. Hold on. Oh, motherfucking token vision. I love it.
Sorry, just a clarification. Does Wrath reset too?
No, that's during sessions.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Just your wounds, and then clear any
Effects.
any status effects. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, Kyle and Eric, do you guys see the
Go
map
prone.
now?
Yes.
We see in front of
A
us.
corridor.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what you should see. Okay, let me change the other two. So you guys are at the bottom of the steps, the two of you, and then moving north on the map goes up the steps, and then the door is at the top of the stairs. And you guys can see the cameras, like, in the right-hand corner of the door. And then Peppa and Head Hacker, you guys will have vision momentarily. You will see yourselves in a similar stairwell. Your stair goes up to a landing, and then it continues up further, and then you can see the door right here. So you guys will be coming from down here. and then making your way up the landing. The door is over here, and then you can continue further and go up to the next deck. Make sense?
Yeah, I think so.
And you will each get... We're going to throw one orc from your tribe here that you guys can control. Do you guys still have access to their character sheets?
Yes.
Okay, hold on.
Just
Why
a
does it do that?
random orc boy.
Yeah, here you go. They do have increased resilience to represent the surgeries that your bad moon or your bad moon has done. So they're a little bit tougher than they used to be. Otherwise, Choppa and Slugga or Shuda, you guys can choose what they're equipped with. They're both on their character sheet. Just check it off right now to let me, just so you know what they're equipped with. And then deselect what they're not using. Ready to go?
Oh, it doesn't let me make edits to the boys.
You can't deselect equipment on their gear tab?
No.
You just hit the little check mark? Nobody
Nope.
Can anybody do that?
I can, yeah.
I see somebody equipping and unequipping. I think we're all on the same sheet, so.
Yeah.
Oh, because I'm clicking things and it's not doing anything. Oh, but it might just be my slow connection tonight.
It could be. Yeah, because you're all owners. Be sure you click from the token and not the character sheet in the journals thing. Each token should be separate. Yeah, each token is separate. So if you do it that way.
Okay.
Okay.
Mine, I still can't do it, but
That's
there it
fine. Kyle, you can control that one. All right. Well, with that in mind, please go ahead and add yourselves to the initiative tracker, and then tell me how you'd like to proceed.
goes. How reinforced does the door look?
It's like just a standard door to get into the regular rooms on the ship. I mean, it's meant to take a couple bullets, but it's not like a massive bulkhead or anything.
Okay. Can I blow it up with a stick bomb?
You could certainly try. Hecka, we need you on the initiative track. And the orc boys too, please. Just add them once, they'll all go at the same time.
Okay.
Alright. And any of you that want, please give me an awareness test when you approach here. Get some more exciting music than whatever this snooze fest is.
Ooh.
Oh, I got a complication.
Okay.
I have a shift which will go into glory.
Alright. It's funny we keep getting all these warp interruptions since you're in a warp infused system. Kind of makes sense. So here's what you all notice if you passed. You notice that the cameras, they still seem to be moving. And when you take a closer look, you all realize that there is something taped to the front of the camera to block it from seeing you guys. Peppa and Hecka, as you guys are making your way up the steps, you see that the tape comes loose and the little piece of paper falls off and is no longer blocking the line of sight of the camera. It's currently looking up the stairs, but it's rotating back down towards you guys. You also notice when the piece of paper falls to the ground, it appears it is a piece of paper that has a very crude drawing of a squig in very crude, rudimentary colors. And there is an arrow pointing at the squig, and there are the words "squig" written underneath the arrow.
They're doing Gork's work.
So, we'll start with Peppa because you have the initiative here. So that you see that happen, what do you do?
I would. Where is the what corner is the camera in?
The camera's in this corner right here, and it's looking this way up the stairs.
Okay, I'd like to run to the wall and then slide along it towards the corner.
Yeah, if this was Metal Gear, you would be out of the cone of vision, but just momentarily.
Nice.
Okay. Well, you're fine because you're top of the initiative. However, Head Hacker is going to have to make a test when it comes his turn. Loktar, if you want to go ahead and roll the stick bomb. Be sure you guys keep track of your ammunition for your grenades and stuff, too.
Chris, can I try to put the squig sticker back on the the camera?
Yes. Oh, that's fucking awesome. Give me a... Oh, this has definitely got to be a cunning test, right?
Oh, fuck.
All right, boys.
Come on, you got this.
God wills it.
One
Alright.
dice!
One dice. We've
Got
got
one.
one success. I will use a glory.
Oh, man. Can you get
If
the
you
other
roll it.
6?
Come on, man.
Oh.
Oh.
All right, so you try to put the thing up there, but the tape doesn't stick anymore. It's like you can tell it's some really shitty tape, and it's not working.
Could I have used a tech instead?
Use what? No,
Tech
no.
instead.
This is no. You try to
Damn.
tape a picture back on. That's not a tech roll. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, the stick bomb. However, from somewhere down a hall, you hear an explosion go off, which you're assuming is the subtlety of the boss and Scorcha. That sounds like something he would do. And yeah, the door gets rocked open a bit. It's not like completely annihilated, but it's blown up enough where it's kind of like hanging open. Do you want to move it all, Loktar?
Yeah, I'm gonna... I mean, now that it went off, I guess I'm gonna move to the doorway.
Okay, yeah, you can go as far as you can, which is what, 5?
6.
Yeah. Oh, okay, yeah. All right. Yeah, you can see that it goes into a hallway, and you can see around the corner there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, you went 7. My bad. Yeah. So you get to the doorway, and you can see that it goes around to your right, and there's a long hallway, but you can't really see much beyond that.
Good.
That's going to lead us to Grave Scorcha.
Okay, I'm just checking. Okay, I can only move 5, so I'm just gonna be right behind DeBoss.
Okay. Yes,
Thank
you
you.
notice there is a picture taped to the camera, but your picture does not fall off the camera. Well, you're assuming it's a picture, but there's something taped to it. Orc boys are up. If you guys want to move your corresponding boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, boy, and yeah, boy number 2. All right. Now, Head Hacker, with Peppa's failure to reattach the glorious piece of paper, I need you to make a athletics test to basically to outrun the camera as it's turning, because it's turning before your turn comes up, basically, is what happens. I mean, not that the explosion probably didn't already give you guys away, but, you know. I guess if you want to avoid getting spotted by the camera, you need to make an athletics test.
Sure.
Rushing it with another critical. Well done.
We do
Okay.
boys.
You get up under the wall with the other 2, and the camera, you're assuming, does not see you. Next turn, Peppa, start us off. Round 2.
Okay. Is the door? Can I open the door?
Give me a tech test, please.
Okay. Nope. Nope.
Seems like it's locked, but you think you could probably easily hack it or blow it up or break it down.
Oh, okay. Can I just shoot it with my plasma gun? Plasma
Yeah.
pistol.
Yeah, give me a roll.
Yeah.
You want to supercharge it?
Yes. So that's plus 3 ED.
Yes.
Nice. Okay.
Just don't get a complication. Oh, damn. It's too bad. Would have been awesome. Okay. Okay, Lokhtar and Scorcha, you hear not so much an explosion, but the sound of like a big beam cutting through something, and yeah, the door just gets completely like cut open as you shoot it, and you're able to see inside. There's a control room, a small staircase to your right that goes up to like so you're like in like a bullpen type area.
Mhm.
There's a holographic display in the center here, and you can see directly across from you there are some viewfinder screens with a chair in front of each one. You see an enforcer getting up from one of the chairs right there, and to your immediate right there is a small staircase that goes up maybe like 5 or 6 steps to like a small upper area. You see there's another set of stairs over here too, and then there's another upper area that looks down on your guys' section. There's a wall you can see that runs here, probably about a little more than waist height, so you could take cover behind it. You can see there's other viewfinders on the wall, other screens, and you can see there's other chairs up there too, and you can see a couple other enforcers reacting to all the explosions and everything.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, we need to put them on the initiative tracker, so let's do that right now.
After blowing up the door, he's gonna hide back around the corner.
I lost my mouse cursor. There we go. Okay. Actually, they, to be fair, they would have rolled after the explosion last turn, so... So Peppa, basically on your turn, they would have gone first. They're obviously, like, taking cover, holding actions. This guy's probably, like, using the chair as cover. When you come in, as you peek your head in, there's a bunch of, like, bullets that hit the wall and the door frame next to you. You duck back behind cover. Obviously, they know you're here. You can hear shouting from across the room as the other orcs enter from the other side. The captain would be next. Yeah, let's just, let me move a few things around here. Peppa, as you enter, you hear the whirring of what you recognize as probably some sort of automated defense weapon, and what's left of the door you just shot gets ripped to shreds as some sort of bolt weapon just rips through the door.
Okay.
Make sure, yeah. And you can hear the enforcer shouting, and obviously taking cover and things like that. Yeah. I think that's everybody. You would hear the captain shouting to his men, defensive positions, don't let them in, purge the Xenos, good old Imperial propaganda. And yeah, that's their turn. Lokhtar, you're next. I don't know why I gave the enforcers vision arcs. That doesn't really matter, because I need to be able to see what the fuck's going on here. That was dumb. Oh, that's better. Okay.
It's saying I can't move, I collide with the wall.
You gotta open the door. You guys close the door.
Oh.
So, Lokhtar, as you come around the corner, there's a long glass window, and as you turn the corner, you can see that it opens up into some sort of conference room. And as you turn that corner, you can see there are 2 enforcers in there. One of them has the shield with the shock maul. The other one, you can tell, has to be the captain. He's got a little bit of color on his uniform, like on the trim, or maybe like stripes that point him out as being like a sergeant or something. I've actually got some artwork here we can share really quick. Nope, that's not it. There we go. So just as a refresher, These are the enforcers that also have the big shields. They've got the power maul. Then there are enforcers with combat shotguns. That's what they look like. The slug slung up on the top of the shotgun. And this is the captain. As with all good 40k commanders, he does not have a helmet on. So you know that he is the commander. And what is he equipped with? He has... You see that when you turn the corner, Loktar, he's clearly waiting. He's like ducked behind that desk, and he's using it to steady his shotgun. And as you come around the corner, he opens fire. And here we go. So he hits you. He has a shift. And you take 9 damage as he shoots at you. And kind of clips you a bit. You guys all hear the sound of the shotgun go off.
Okay, so then I'm going to use my determination. And do I have to roll all 4 of them?
Yes.
Yes, okay.
Okay, you soak 1 point of damage.
Okay. And that takes up 1 shock to do that?
Correct, yep.
Alright.
Your resilience 8 though, so you don't take any damage, so you're fine.
Yep.
The refractor field, or perhaps part of the window. He's got to shoot through the window to hit you, so you guys hear glass shattering, and that probably dissipates some of the shot, but now the enforcer can probably easily get to you. You can finish going, though. He had basically a held action. What you also see, Loktar, now that you're in here, you see this enforcer over here is basically used the chair to take cover. He also has a shotgun. But he's currently looking down at the, you can't see it from here, but to your south around the corner is where the other door is. So he's looking directly south from where he's currently standing. You see there's another enforcer, just barely you can see him, taking cover behind this wall right here. This is the raised area. And off to the side, what you see, I don't know why the vision is blurred, that's weird. Oh, you know what? Hold on, let me check something here. I'm not sure. That's weird. What you see over here is a sentry gun, a heavy bolter sentry gun that has just opened fire clearly on the door to the south. You may finish your turn, though, as you see all this and you get shot at.
Okay. With this glass shattered, can I go into the room and attack this
Oh, yeah.
here with the shield?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he looks like he was hiding around the corner waiting to jump out.
I cannot go through the. I can't go through the glass though.
This guy can do that. There you go.
Okay.
I could remove it, but then I gotta fucking build walls and shit. So actually, that's easy enough to delete. There, now you can go through it.
Okay.
So cool.
That does not count as a charge, right?
Correct. Yeah, you're too close.
Okay.
Hey, oh my god.
Oh.
Triple sixes and a critical. He is the boss. Oh my goodness. Crimson showers the ground in a gory spectacle of blood and unsure footing. Takes 1 mortal wound. Each character engaged with a target must pass an agility test or go prone. Okay, hold on here. So, he takes a mortal wound first and foremost, which is good because he's got the shield, which we know gives him an invulnerable save.
Oh.
And then, how much damage? 13
AP3.
damage. So he's got invulnerable, so the AP doesn't matter.
You might as well use some glory to make him prone and suffer a bunch of shock too, right?
Yeah, we're maxed out.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna use 3 glory.
Yeah.
Okay.
That a boy.
Fucking dunk on him.
Okay, so for every glory you spend, the target suffers 1 mortal wound, and you may choose one of the following effects: prone or suffers 2 shock.
Uh,
So he's taking 3 mortal wounds, so that's gonna be a total of 4 mortal wounds.
guess. Let's go with prone.
No,
Yep. And then 4 shock damage with the other 2. So you're doing 3 glory, so each glory lets you choose one of those effects.
Okay.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
So let's use up his shock. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's good because he has exactly 4 shock, so he can't make his determination roll. And he's prone. So you just like smash through what's left of the glass like a fucking horror movie and just stab this guy through the shield and into the chest. He collapses to the ground. He's still alive, but not having a great day. That's just from the critical though. The actual damage will in fact kill him. So he's just dead. Just fucking dead.
Okay. Well,
Just doing his job, and you have to come into
Jeez,
his fucking
Doctor.
office and kill him.
Just one-shotting bosses, Aaron.
Scorcha, you're up. You hear a
Okay.
lot of glass shattering. Oh, Loktar, you need to make a DN3 agility test, or you go prone because you slip in all the blood.
okay.
That's hilarious.
You said athletics? Or
No,
agility?
agility.
Okay.
Yep.
Skill test. Okay. Yeah. That should be good.
He
Easy.
doesn't care. He's like, whatever. All right. So, Scorcha, as you come around the corner, you see shattered glass, bullet holes, Loktar standing with the shimmering after effects of his new shiny refractor field, and a very dead, bloody mess of an enforcer. And, like, Loktar is just covered in blood, like, out of, some satanic ritual, and just has this look in his face like you've never seen. You do see the captain behind the thing, the table
Glass.
here. Yeah,
Oh,
taking
yeah.
cover. He's obviously the one that just shot at Loktar.
Okay. Yeah, so Loktar he can't really put 2 and 2 together, but he slowly realizes that these are bad guys. And will look at the enforcer captain and under his mask smile and raise his burn up.
Okay. Light him up.
Wow. Oh, I made it. Okay.
Yep, he is DN2, so you do hit him.
Alrighty. Roll damage time.
10 damage. He's gonna roll his determination. He does not get any of it. I have it on private, sorry. I'm gonna use a point of ruin there. Reroll that. Oh, I got 1. Sweet. So he did 10. Okay, so he takes a little bit of damage and he is on fire. Okay. Orc boys are next.
Yeah, while we're here, why don't I have this orc boy come around the corner as well?
Alright. You guys can move yours too, Sean. Or Matt.
Yeah, really. Peppa just want to have him charge through, presumably.
Yeah, he's gonna be the shield for the heavy bolter that's about to rip through him. Yeah.
Yeah, because that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah.
Okay.
And yeah, I think what did Loktar, did we give him what do we say he had? Is he using a shooter?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, he'll take aim and shoot this
Okay.
man.
Go for it. Okay, that's a hit. Go ahead and do your thing.
Alright, he is gonna shift for damage and roll it. Oh.
Damn,
13 damage.
damage. Holy shit. Alright, let's roll some determination. He takes 3 of that off. Okay. Oh, no, it's... Alright. He's looking pretty hurt. As he gets peppered with bullets. The other boy?
I can't. I don't have any vision for the other boy, so I'm just moving Peppa in to see what he would see.
Oh, does the boy not have vision?
Mm-mm.
Alright, hold on. I can change that.
Oh, cool.
Okay, that's one, and then we'll put it on this guy. Alright, now you should have vision.
Okay, yeah. 1, 2, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Shoot. So he's going to charge at the enforcer with the shotgun. Oh, okay, I've got to go the weird way.
Can you make it?
Yeah. It's 10 squares, so... Is each square a meter, or is it...
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's
each
what
square's
I-
a meter.
Okay. And I guess he will just try to beat him to death in melee.
Okay. Wow.
Complication. Oh no.
He rolls a respectable
Oh,
amount of
shit.
dice. Yeah, he falls prone. He trips up the stairs, but he does score 10 damage. Let's do some determination there. Soaks 2 of it. Okay.
Oh, doesn't Reliable have something
Oh, you're right.
with complications?
We don't suffer complications on our first one because we're wielding WoW weapons.
Oh, nice. Okay.
It's a good point.
All right. Well, you're not prone then.
Oh,
You do score a hit. Head hack, finish us off here at the end of round 2.
Oh shit, he has a
Alrighty.
stick bomb. Okay.
2, 3, 4. That's close enough to shoot, I think. Whoops. Wait. Oh. I'm gonna stay on the other side of the door. If I can see this guy in the chair.
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah,
just
you can see him.
fire a bit of an explosion at him. With the Mega Blast.
Gork wills it.
Yeah. Sheesh.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
there's the complication.
God.
There's a lot of ones.
Okay, so the Mega Blaster is supercharged, which means that
it
I take the.
D6 mortal wounds.
Oh,
It's awesome.
that's super bad.
4 mortal wounds, and then
course,
roll
not
your
great.
complication, please. As the gun overloads.
You can't shock that, right?
No, not mortal wounds.
That's too bad.
Weapon malfunction. Your weapon malfunctions spectacularly. Sometimes the game just tells the story. You can spend a combat action to make a DN4 tech test. On a success, you repair your weapon. Otherwise, you can't use it. The gun has truly overheated.
Okay, that's a great thing to get for a complication, as far as complications go. It's like I can
It
deal
was like
with
your
that.
gun explodes.
I don't need any more of that. It already did a little
It
bit.
already
of
kind of did.
exploding.
Yeah, it already kind of did.
Alrighty. Well, we got 16 damage, AP3.
All right. Well, that's probably gonna fry him, but let's see. Well, might as well use the last point of ruin I have here. Ooh, 2 6s. Nice. I don't think it's gonna be enough, but that's 4 damage. Oh, he is exactly at dead.
Yes.
If he only would have made that last one. Oh well, he explodes, as does the chair and the screen next to him.
Nice.
And that'll bring us to round 3, and I think that is a perfect place to call it, as we are at exactly at our stopping point, as the boys storm the armory to well and truly get the ship under control, try to eliminate the last big threat here. Yeah, going pretty well so far. That was these guys were not expecting that. Orcs coming in breach style.
Give myself a note. for next week, so we don't get fucked by a heavy bolter turret.
Oh, you're gonna get fucked, son. Enjoy it.
And,
Yeah, I have a servitor there, but it is an actual just turret they've like set up.
Okay.
But that already had a heavy bolter on it, so I was like, oh, that'll be easy. I'll just use the stats of the,
wait, hold on a second.
the servitor. Oh, does it?
It's
hit it?
within 4.
Okay. Now it is behind a wall.
Okay,
and
never
it is
mind.
it is raised up, so it's gonna get a bunch of cover. So how would that? Let me think here.
Technically,
Oh.
so is the boy.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
nuts.
gonna hit them too.
I can't even see those guys.
Yeah.
He just
You know
sprayed
what?
with water.
I'll leave another note for what to do with the blast radius. I have to read what that would happen because they're raised up and they're behind like a wall too. So the blast would definitely have a reduced effect on them, but I'm not sure what that would be. And since it's going to affect 3 people, we should probably do it by the rules if there are rules. So as you blow up half the control room. Great, I love it. All right, well, the hilarity continues in Orkland here. I can't wait to see what happens next. So, thank you, listeners. Be sure you stop by the old Patreon if you want to help support the channel. Check out some of the awesome artwork Kyle's been putting out. Get in on our monthly exclusive Patreon-only Warhammer Fantasy Actual Play series, or join us yourself for some one-shots and other awesome RPG stuff. So if you want to play a game with us, come join us. That's all we got for you tonight, so thank you so much for stopping by and listening. It'll be Halloween, after Halloween by the time you guys listen to this, but probably around Thanksgiving or Christmas. So happy holidays, and we'll see you same time, same place. Nighty-night.